There are a lot of things you'd probably like to leave behind in 2020. One of the most important being your old underwear drawer. If you're rolling into the new year with the same bunching, chafing, and uncomfortable underwear, then you've got to check out Mack Weldon. Mack Weldon is an essential piece of my new daily routine. These Mack Weldon underwear are so comfortable that if it comes time to change them and I don't have a new clean pair of Mack Weldon undies, I might not wear underwear at all. From socks, shirts, and hoodies to underwear, polos, or active shorts, Mack Weldon promises comfort and a consistent fit. Whether you're working out, going to work, or on a date, Mack Weldon is for everyday life. Their wide range of customized fabrics can keep up with you no matter what your day looks like. And Weldon Blue, Mack Weldon's totally free loyalty program, gets you free shipping for life. If you don't like your first pair of underwear, you can keep them and Mack Weldon will refund you, no questions asked. For 20% off your first order, visit MackWeldon.com/peasants and enter promo code peasants. That's MackWeldon.com/peasants, PEASANTS, promo code peasants for 20% off. Mack Weldon, reinventing men's basics.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get a witness. No!
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
That's true. Sometimes I cry.
Oh!
Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. It's the Drunken Peasants Podcast. This is episode 835. And I could not tell if Billy was just doing a fist pump or if it was a jerk-off motion.
It was a fist pump. I was hyped.
It was hybrid fist pump, hybrid jerk-off motion.
It always
with your
is.
hand. I don't know. Everyone rewind like 20 seconds. Give me your opinion of what you thought it was.
Nah, you gotta watch this live, guys. You might miss something.
Yeah, I mean, and then catch up and let me know.
You might miss something big. We have Asterios tonight. Scott might show up a little later.
He might show up.
We're not sure.
He had he had something that came up
he
last
had a
minute.
situation.
Yeah.
But I have valuations from Twitter. I've been following valuations.
Voice only valuations.
Here. I've been following his Twitter, and there's been some interesting stuff going on in the Wallstreet. Have you noticed that?
Oh, something like that. Somewhere.
I mean, Wallstreet is literally the first word in our title of our stream.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm linking valuations Twitter and chat if you guys want to follow. It's
also ironic. Please follow his Twitter. It's ironic because I've been using my Robinhood affiliate link to refer people and get free stock for months now.
Yeah.
And
how'd that go today?
I mean, whatever. Actually, I woke up to a whole bunch of approved people.
Really?
Yeah. Like overnight, a bunch of people used the link and I claimed a bunch of free stocks this morning.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Robinhood took a lot of heat today. People were very upset. There's a class action lawsuit now being filed against Robinhood.
Oh, I believe it.
Very upset.
And I'm not surprised. I do know that we'll get into all the details, but I know Robinhood wasn't the only like brokerage app or firm that did this, right?
TD Ameritrade,
True.
Schwab, they pulled
and I do want to mention
offenders.
I've seen Coinbase do this twice, both at the height of XRP and Bitcoin. They like mysteriously went down and no one could sell at the tip top of the hill before it started going back down. There's a lot of kind of sketchy things in investing right now.
Well,
I have something important to say.
What do you have, Asterios?
First off, I'd like to point out that this is satire. This is not financial advice.
Thank you.
Okay? If you motherfuckers don't hold until next week, I swear to God, I'm gonna break each one of your necks with my diamond hands. Again, satire, not financial advice. Hold, you beautiful R words. Hold. Okay, please continue.
To the moon.
To the
moon. Beautiful. I love it. Absolutely. Nothing is advice. I know nothing. I have no certification, absolutely no professional. I don't even know. I've never even heard of Wall Street. This is the first time I've ever even talked about this. No advice.
So valuations, you've been following GameStop for a long time, right?
Oh yeah. Yes. Since about August of 2019, because this was actually Michael Burry's idea originally. You could also credit Reddit user Deep Fucking Value, who actually, some would argue, got there before Michael Burry. My discovery was digging through Michael Burry's 13F, which is his public filings of what investments his fund is holding. I figure if you can, copy off the smartest guy in the room on your homework assignment, you might as well, right? So I found it through there. Obviously, I've heard of GameStop. When I was 15, I stole a PlayStation 2 from GameStop. So, this is it's a business I know, and it's kind of long left dead and forgotten. But I saw value there. I'm a deep value guy. I do fundamental research, and I saw this as a company that is trading well below what they're actually worth. So I bought in.
It's so strange because several weeks ago, we had this guy on our show who got famous on YouTube because he used to work for GameStop, and he exposed how horrible they treat their employees at their stores.
Yeah.
And he mentioned that their stock was starting to go up for some unexplained reason.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I'm familiar with him because I've watched his YouTube videos where he put out a call with management that was a private call during COVID.
Yes.
That was pretty bad publicity, right? And I'm long the stock. I'm invested deeply. So I was pretty pissed off at this dude. Like, what are why are you mad at this brand? This isn't even the same management. It's a completely different company, different people that are getting, paid or not paid off of it. And he's like still mad at this brand from working there long ago. I've worked retail. I 100% sympathize, but it's just kind of funny that, I saw him on your show and just had to laugh at that.
Yeah.
So, okay, you've been long on GameStop since 2019. You've been eyeing it. Michael Burry, for those that don't know, he was played by Christian Bale in the movie The Big Short.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he's had his hand in a lot of big moments in investment.
Right. He saw the housing crash, right?
Yeah.
So in 2005, he saw that there was this big bubble forming in the housing market, and he decided to take a short position against it, I don't think he expected maybe the entire global financial system to come down to its knees and screw over an entire generation of millennials afterwards, which coincidentally is partly what's fueling this GameStop squeeze, is a bunch of angry millennials who feel like they've been cheated by Wall Street and now kind of want to stick it to the man, right?
And by the way, we have. I don't know how, but I'm sure we have.
We did it, boys.
Yes and no. Hedge funds have been in pain this week. They've been puking up their long positions and they've been covering their short positions. It's been extreme. It's cost them $70 billion in losses, not just Melvin Capital, but a number of different hedge funds. They're feeling this pain, but don't think that there isn't a ton of people in Wall Street getting extremely rich on this, right? So this whole squeeze, it's a beautiful David and Goliath story, right? These kids on the internet swarm together and just topple a hedge fund. Unfortunately, it's not quite that simple. And this really, they were cornered. This whole position was set up and orchestrated. And I think Michael Burry kind of lit the match when he went long the stock after they had been beaten down. They bought back a bunch of their own shares under Michael Burry's advice. And suddenly this hedge fund was kind of trapped. You don't have to coordinate. It's not necessarily market manipulation. Other people recognized the situation, so a bunch of other big institutional funds jumped on this and took big long positions. A guy named Don Foss runs a company. He founded a company called Credit Acceptance. It's a shitbag company that does predatory lending, just rips off poor people in the Midwest, Detroit-based actually, and they charge people 30% interest on shitty car loans, people that have bad credit. then they repo the car, and then they sue them in court. Horrible company. This guy bought 5% of GameStop because he saw these shorts were trapped. When he ran credit acceptance, he squeezed the shit out of shorts 5 different times. He's murdered shorts. So he knows exactly what the situation was. 10 other dudes jump in on the pile, and suddenly the entire float is controlled by a small syndicate of very wealthy, very smart money guys. Now, you get a couple of guys to light this flame on Reddit, and there were several players who were giving very specific instructions to Reddit, right? So there were guys with a big Twitter following, huge followings on Wall Street bets, and they were giving them the cheat code. They gave them the whole formula. Buy this option at this strike price at this date, and we can force a gamma squeeze. And so they really kind of utilized and harnessed this army of retail investors to force this squeeze. And then, of course, Big Daddy Ryan Cohen comes in, and he really, really just dumped a can of gasoline on the whole thing and just set it off ablaze. And that's it's just getting started.
Sir, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but is a gamma squeeze when the Hulk takes a dump?
It's very similar to that. Extremely similar. Yeah. You know, slow me down. Feel free to slow me down. I know
I did want to show you something. I do have a Robinhood account, as I mentioned earlier, and they sent out this email to me. I'm guessing everyone with an account.
Hi, Benjamin. It's been a tough day.
You're reading it like it's a romantic letter.
And we're grateful to you for being a Robinhood customer. In light of the extraordinary market conditions this week, we temporarily...
We want Scoot. We want Scoot. Now.
He had something come up last minute. He might show up, but it was something important that came up last minute.
He said he's riding a GameStop? No, yeah. He hopefully he can make it in for the end of the show. They say we temporarily limited buying for certain securities this morning. Starting tomorrow, we plan to allow limited buys of these securities.
What does this mean? So like small amounts of buys is that it? Or?
Buys that are not manipulated, right? Like once the manipulation starts kicking in again.
So nothing significant.
I think the idea is, they want to be able to limit the amount each person can buy, specifically on these out-of-the-money call options, because they don't want people to be able to force these gamma squeezes the way that it's been happening. Now, keep in mind, Robinhood, there's a reason these trades are free, right? If you use a different brokerage account, they're going to charge you money for every options order you place.
Yeah.
Robinhood is free, so how do they make money? They make money by selling your order flow to big hedge funds like Citadel, okay? Citadel is the same company, along with Point72, that came in and bailed out Melvin Capital when Melvin Capital suffered tremendous losses. So what this means, order flow, means that Citadel, who is also a market maker, meaning they're the ones that are selling options, and on top of that, they run their own hedge fund. Citadel gets to see your order from Robinhood and front run it. They get to see what you want to do and then make decisions before your order gets placed. Right. So the same company that probably helped squeeze the shit out of Melvin Capital, right, then came in and bailed them out and took a pound of flesh. And now Melvin Capital, a lot of their revenue gets to go to Citadel and Point72, which is not a coincidence. Yeah. Big guys on every end of this.
Another very weird thing is that the free stock, because normally they give you a free stock that's worth anywhere from like $3 to $5 when you do the referral link.
Right.
The stock I got the most was AMC. They were giving it away, and now you can't even buy it there.
Incredible.
Yeah.
That's a story of a lifetime. AMC was a dead company, verge of bankruptcy, terrible management, way over levered. GameStop's not a bad company. They had a pretty clean balance sheet. They really were bringing in a lot of revenue. COVID just smacked the shit out of AMC. AMC was really poorly managed. They deserved to go bankrupt. They really did. And because of GameStop, and because of this cheat code that, somebody who's clearly a financial professional came in and gave to Wall Street Bets, here's the cheat code, here's how you orchestrate and execute a gamma squeeze. It saved AMC. AMC raised $900 million in capital this week by selling stock into all this buying. GameStop hasn't issued any stock yet. GameStop hasn't changed anything. So, you know, what that means, AMC is just dumping shares into the market, diluting shareholders. Typically, if a company did that, you would dump their stock immediately, because if you're a shareholder, that means your share is now worth less money, right? Because now there's more shares in the market. But because there's this frenzy, they just capitalized and saved themselves out of bankruptcy. So Wall Street Bets really did, at least temporarily, save AMC as a company, which is wild, completely wild.
Yeah, before COVID, Billy the Fridge was keeping them in business.
No, not
single-handedly.
not AMC. I go to Regal, dude. When I heard AMC was going to go down, I was like, bye. I let him match.
He went to a movie almost every day, sometimes twice. He'd go to a movie. He'd go to a movie, not even for the whole movie. He'd like eat at the movie and then leave. Sometimes, yeah, because they had the good chicken wings at the Cinnabar at Montlake Terrace. Yeah. I'm looking at Dot Executable says, did this dude just say GameStop is a good company, or at least not a bad company?
In terms of their balance sheet, they were not anywhere close to bankruptcy, right? They were really poorly managed a few years ago, which is where Melvin Capital started their short. And it was a good short at that time, right? They shorted 60% of the outstanding shares. GameStop tanked. They dropped, almost 90+% from about 2016 down to last year. They had declining revenue, but then the management was replaced. So new CEO, new CFO, they started closing stores. They switched and pivoted to e-commerce, right? So they paid down a bunch of the debt. There was no way GameStop was going to go bankrupt this year. They had more cash on hand during the pandemic than the entire market cap, the entire value of the company.
They're closing all of their stores, right? They're going online exclusively, right?
Well, we don't really know yet. They've closed a lot of stores, which a lot of people took as a sign of bad management and a dying company. This is where I invested hard, because I know if you have a company that's losing money, the best thing you can do is cut costs and close money-losing locations. And that's exactly what they did. That was a sign of good management. And everyone was like, oh, GameStop's closing. They're going out of business. They're a dead dinosaur, digital games. People don't realize digital games are so much further away. It's not, you can't download a console. You can't do multiplayer on a cloud because there's a reason Fortnite, when you're in Fortnite, you're in there with like 15 different people at once.
I will say though, the GameStop in my area only carried about like 4 models of the new consoles that came out this year. So when I wanted to get one, I just had to order it and it was delivered right to me a couple days later. So I see almost no use. Just honestly, I see almost no use for GameStop's existence as they used to. If they could, maybe if they were selling other things that you absolutely could. Well, actually, no. Amazon pretty much destroys brick and mortar in so many ways. Though
doesn't GameStop work as like a pawn shop though, where people can come in and bring their games?
That is
and
one
resell?
thing. That is one. Well, yeah.
And that's why they're dying, is because that's their highest margin stream of revenue, and that revenue is declining the fastest because as we get closer and closer to more digital gaming. And that's also why they looked really bad lately, because nobody was trading in their console if there's a new console right around the corner, right? Everyone's waiting for the update. And there's been a big supply chain disruption because of COVID, which is why the supplies of consoles are so limited. So it's kind of pushed everything back further into 2021, whereas they wanted to do all this as a big holiday release. So yeah, that's absolutely a part of it, is the pawn shop model, which is kind of why everyone hates GameStop, because they offer you a trash price for your expensive collection of games. That is dying, and that will never be repaired, that stream of revenue. So they have to switch. But keep in mind, they're sitting on a pile. They have 60 million Power Up Rewards members. They own Game Informer. Game Informer is the most popular video gaming magazine in the world. It's the 4th most popular magazine, period. This is a ton of consumer data. And all of a sudden, you have Ryan Cohen, the guy who founded Chewy. Chewy is the pet food company that's all e-commerce. And they're one of the only companies that has ever been able to compete with Amazon. And suddenly he owns 15% of GameStop, and he's on the board of directors along with three other people who helped found Chewy. So this is a pretty different situation setting up, which is why a lot of people went long here and said, you know what, this isn't a dead company. This is a company that's on the verge of turning a corner and becoming a different company. And that's why everyone's so shocked. Like, oh my God, GameStop's trading at a ridiculous, how could it be this? It's not that ridiculous. You can make an argument for $200 a share. I wouldn't buy it at 200, but you can make the argument.
One of the benefits that I can see of GameStop, and again, this isn't like fun. Like, it's not great that they're a pawn shop, but I could see how that would make them a profitable stock. It's not great that they give you $2 for a brand new copy of Cyberpunk, but I could see why that would make owning it something you might want. The other thing is, there's a lot of areas of the country that do not have fast internet, and you can't buy into it, even if you wanted to. And so, I see at least over the next couple of years, it's like, well, if you live in the middle of nowhere, the only way you can get your games is from a GameStop. You can't download 80 gigabytes. It'll take you a fucking week.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly right. And that's something they said in their earnings call. You can drive to a GameStop, buy a physical game, and come back to your house in less time than it would take you to download the game. And if you have to download that game, the memory is so short on some of these consoles, you're going to have to download it over and over again. You're better off with a disc to download it faster if you have to take it off of your drive. So I think there is a compelling argument, but I know we came here to talk more about the squeeze, right? And all
the squeeze.
Actually, I have one question about that because you said something I didn't realize. AMC issued more stock. GameStop hasn't. Why did AMC do it and GameStop didn't?
AMC had to. They were issuing at $2 a share because they literally would go bankrupt this month if they hadn't.
Wow.
GameStop, I honestly, that's one of the few reasons I think GameStop might keep going higher from here. I don't know why the fuck they have not issued more shares yet at $350 a share when it's the highest trading volume in the history of the company. They traded more shares than any stock on the planet. Tesla didn't trade as many shares. Apple didn't trade as many shares. The S&P didn't trade anything close to what GameStop was trading the last few days. They could have just dumped into those flows and brought in billions of dollars, literally billions, to work with, and they could reinvest in their company with that. Why aren't they issuing shares right now? They have a shelf offering for at least $100 million. They could issue anytime they want. It wouldn't be hard for them to just write up another ATM at the money offering and cash in on this. Why the fuck are they not doing that? Unless they think this thing is really going to go higher and they can do it at a higher price, or I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying it's going higher. I'm shocked that they have not done an equity raise yet. It's a great question.
Well, I mean, the scuttlebutt is that, like, and again, I don't know if this is true. This is just what people are saying on the internet, and we're people on the internet, and I wouldn't trust us either. But people are saying that, like, perhaps GameStop is just so afraid of the SEC and being seen as market manipulators that they're just like, we're going to do nothing and wait for this weird storm to pass.
No, I mean, that's what's so beautiful about this, and with Reddit too, right? The people who actually manipulated the market here, they're not getting in trouble. First of all, they never get in trouble because nobody at Wall Street ever gets in trouble for anything, right? They're, these are the guys that own the politicians. Citadel paid Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary, $800,000 to do a 45-minute talk. These guys don't get in trouble, right? So they're not worried about that. And you have the perfect scapegoat. This was all Wall Street bets. This was a Reddit forum. The kids are manipulating the internet. They've broken the stock market. GameStop, we're just sitting here running our company. Why not? People want to buy these shares? Sure, why not? I don't think there's any standing for SEC investigation into GameStop. And that's what's so beautiful, right? Ryan Cohen, he just saw the setup. He just saw it and said, you know what? Let me come in. There's a decent company here. I can buy a massive amount of these shares at a dirt cheap price. And we can initiate the squeeze, we being you, and suddenly I'll just post an emoji or two, right? And this becomes a meme, and it's a fucking meme, and it's gone through the roof. And then look at everyone else that's got involved along the way, right? So it became a huge thing. Jim Cramer is yapping at Wall Street Bets, talking about them nonstop on his bullshit clown show. Then on top of that, Citron Research, who's a really famous short seller, and he can move markets. He tweets something and it moves markets. He hopped on at $40 a share, and he said, "This is crazy. I'm going to short this stock," and it dropped. It was up 25% that day, and it tanked 30% from there. Now, the twist being, I don't believe for a second that Citron Research went short GameStop. He's not shorting this stock on fundamentals. Nobody gives a shit about fundamentals right now. This is the most insane short thesis I've ever heard. I think he went long the stock, or he was just doing a favor for Melvin Capital and trying to shake out the longs who were driving the price up. So I think he just put that out, just kind of, again, if he's galaxy brain and really smart about it, he bought a shitload of it and then said, "I'm shorting it," riled up, kicked the fucking bee's nest of Wall Street Bets. So it kind of consolidated. A bunch of other short sellers jumped on top of it when he released that report, which just brought more fuel to the fire. And then it rocketed up even higher from there. And this is really where the Infinity War begins, right? Because now it's just going higher. It's up to $120 a share, and boom, Citadel comes in. I think at this point, Melvin Capital's down 15% of their $12 billion hedge fund, or however much they're worth, getting crushed. And it's just amazing. Meme after meme is dropping on the internet. And Citadel in Point 72 is run by a guy named Steve Cohen, who actually is Gabe Plotkin, the guy who runs Melvin Capital. Steve Cohen is one of his mentors, right? So they come in and they say, we're going to put $2.75 billion into Melvin Capital to make sure that they don't go under. We're going to help them either cover this position and get out of it completely, or be able to have enough money to keep holding it until it goes down. And this is the Empire Strikes Back. This is full on Darth Vader, Citadel, the big boy. Citadel is, I think they do 25% of the market making in the entire stock market. They are no fucking joke. At this point, I dumped the vast majority of my position, because you don't take the other side of the trade against fucking Darth Vader, right?
Yeah.
And, it looked like it was just done there. The jig is up. One of the main dudes who'd been kind of giving these cheat codes to Wall Street Bets, he had built a big Twitter following. He just told everyone, like, this is it. He kind of gave a big thing. I think the game's over. They're getting bailed out. I thought this was going to be a Volkswagen type infinity squeeze, but it looks like, the jig is up. So I'm cashing in and I'm signing off. Boom, deletes his account. Signs off DSOL, which is actually the CEO of Goldman Sachs. We're pretty sure it wasn't the CEO of Goldman Sachs running this anonymous account, but it was clearly someone with a 9-figure bank account and very in-depth knowledge of the financial markets, right? So we think that's it. I'm kind of like, all right, game's over, we're done. The very next morning, now this is Tuesday morning, so this is all kind of happening this week. Monday is when this guy signs off and says it's over. Citadel bails out the Melvin Capital. Tuesday morning, Chamath, this dude is the SPAC king, right? He's a billionaire. He's got his hands in all sorts of pockets, from Virgin Galactic to Open Door. He's brought so many SPACs to market, and he's a fun guy. He's on CNBC all the time. He's kind of a young dude. He likes the millennials. He comes in the morning and says, "Boom! I just bought a fuckload of GameStop calls. Let's go." So now it's billionaire versus billionaire, and it's all setting up, right? Citron Research comes out an hour later, says he's still short GameStop. Boom, more fuel to the fire. Then fucking Winklevoss, crypto bro Winklevoss hops on Twitter. Should I long GameStop? This is looking kind of interesting. And suddenly it's the biggest thing. Everyone's talking about it. More retail is piling in, and this shit fucking fires up another 100% in the day. Wild, right? Now, at the end of the day, right before the market closes, Guess who hops on Twitter and tweets GameStonk with a link to Wall Street bets? None other than Elon fucking Musk, who happens to be very tight with Chamath, right? Coincidence? Earlier that day, someone was like, man, imagine if Elon just hopped on and said, just GameStop. Someone literally put that out. This shit fires another 50% up higher in the after hours. That was not a coincidence. Elon Musk has been penalized by the SEC for, it's a slap on the wrist, but he's, kind of known for manipulating his own stock price. So part of the agreement he signed with the SEC was you will not tweet about individual stocks. Is GameStonk in a little offhand comment a tweet? He manipulated the shit out of that fucking stock.
Yeah.
He's on Twitter yapping about how short sellers should get fucking kicked in the balls today. Like, it's wild. This is like truly battle of the titans. I've never ever seen anything like this. I don't know if we ever will.
I'm wondering why the financial institutions that decided to not have any limitations today did that as opposed to their counterparts that did.
That's a good question. Now, there's a lot of rumors flying around. Some nefarious conspiracies that obviously it makes sense, right? Citadel and Point72 could call in a favor and say, hey, I mean, they said they closed their position yesterday in the morning when the stock hit like 350. So they might have been out of this already. I wouldn't put it past them to call up and put pressure. Now, remember, Citadel is Robinhood's biggest customer. Robinhood does not have a business without Citadel. So you think he can, you think Citadel can put in a call and say, hey, dude, shut this shit down right now so we can cover these short positions? Absolutely.
Yeah,
so I don't think that's impossible.
Robinhood's so popular because of its ease of use too, and the no fee thing. So a lot of people use it.
The no fee only exists because of Citadel.
Right. But so that's why people use it. Though.
If Citadel, is it possible for Citadel to just deny to cover the fees for like AMC and BlackBerry and GameStop and everything? Could they just tell Robinhood, no, we're not gonna pay for this? Like, and then Robinhood has to cut them down? Is that possible? Is that how that works? I don't understand how this shit works.
No, it's not quite that simple. Okay. You're talking about the short positions.
Yeah.
Covering their short.
I have a Fidelity brokerage account, and I went in there because I was curious if they would let you buy GameStop and AMC, and they allowed me to do it there. So
right. Exactly. It's not a coincidence, right? Yeah. Most of this action is coming from Robinhood. Now, Robinhood, they interviewed him on CNBC, the CEO of Robinhood. He claimed, he made a couple different claims that I'm skeptical of. So essentially, he implied that there was some kind of liquidity crisis. And this happens in certain very volatile markets. It's not unheard of that these brokerages will just halt trading on really, volatile assets. But then immediately the guy interviewing him asked, so you're saying there was a liquidity crunch? And he said, no, I'm not saying that at all. He basically just denied everything and didn't give us any real clear answers on why they did that or what led to that decision. But, I think my conspiracy theory hat wants to say that this was not a coincidence. It was, intentional to shake out some of these retail longs and to help some of these hedge funds that needed to cover at a lower price. Now, the funny thing is the short interest is still through the roof. It's still extremely high because a lot of new shorts. So even as Melvin Capital is covered, Citadel might be long at this point. Citadel, Point72, Melvin, they might have used today, as all the Robinhood traders were cock blocked, to just hop in there and go long GameStop. And now everyone's unleashed tomorrow. Go ahead, you can buy the stock again. Boom, we're all on the same side of the trade. Except a bunch of new short positions have been filled thinking, oh, this is ridiculous. GameStop at $350 a share. I'm shorting the shit out of this. It'll be back to $20 in a week. So I'm going to come in and short. The problem is the fee to even borrow the shares, because when you're shorting a position, you're borrowing somebody else's shares. You don't own those shares. You're borrowing them for sometimes a fee, sometimes not. It depends on the demand. But now, like Interactive Brokers, who's a very popular online brokerage, it will cost you 300%. You have to have 300% margin to just actually short GameStop at this point. So it's extremely expensive to actually short this company. Now, what happens if Citadel 0.72, so Darth Vader, what if they came and joined the rebellion and they're now long this stock, right? While a bunch of new shorts have shorted it, and they're going to get blasted to the fucking moon. And then what happens is it's called a margin call, right? If you don't have enough cash to cover that position as the stock goes higher and higher, they'll liquidate you. So they'll say they'll force you to buy your GameStop short shares, which is a feedback loop and forces the price even higher, or they'll liquidate your other positions, which is why the market yesterday kind of shit the bed everywhere, because that was hedge funds, as their short positions were getting squeezed, their long positions were getting liquidated and sold off. So it was a lot of forced selling yesterday. And I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I have no idea what happens next. GameStop could be trading at $30 a share tomorrow. I have no idea, but it's getting very interesting.
Do you think that this would happen with like any other type of stock? Like this is games and movies, like Reddit's like #1 indulgence since they're all virgins, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they're memes. I mean, it has to be a meme. I was shorting Ruth Chris Steakhouse. I covered the short position because that name is so dumb. I thought it might be a meme. It's a small float. It's like a $500 million company. They're hurting because of COVID. They're a high-end steakhouse. I honestly, shorts are getting murdered so bad across the board. I was like, let me just get out of this before something goes wrong. Who knows?
Yeah.
The meme element is real. People have meme portfolios. They're big hedge funds. And that's what I'm saying. All the volume, all the money happening here, this isn't just retail. Wall Street Bets doesn't have a combined buying power to do this. This is big hedge funds who are following them into the same trades. They're just, they're dumping their quality companies to play the meme game right now. It's wild. And it's getting dangerous to where the SEC is involved. Regulations in the options market are inevitable. AOC, Ted Cruz, Donald Trump Jr., Elizabeth Warren, they're all in agreement about this.
Yeah, they're all on the same side of this one. That's wild.
It's fucking nuts.
When AOC and Ted Cruz agree that the Wall Street's fucking shit in the bed, when you can get AOC and Ted Cruz to agree on anything, that's amazing. It's amazing.
Honestly, it's really sensational, as Future would say.
I believe the CEO of Robinhood recently did an interview.
Right.
I want to bring in the CEO of Robinhood, Vlad Atenev, is with us right now.
This
and we appreciate you joining us.
This is not the CEO of Robinhood. This is the guy that played Kylo Ren in Star Wars.
Adam Driver.
This is Adam Driver.
On a day where there are so many questions, and as Melissa just said, there are, frankly, as you know, a lot of angry customers out there and a lot of questions about what took place and the decisions that you made to limit so many of your customers' ability to buy stocks like GameStop. Questions about whether you have a liquidity problem, whether you're trying to protect them from themselves, whether Citadel did this. Explain what happened today.
Thank you for having me on the show again, Andrew. So what happened today was, as you pointed out, we had to make a very difficult decision. It's been a challenging day. We made this.
So is he from Russia? Is he Russian?
I don't know. I mean, Vlad sounds pretty Russian.
Yeah, he's either a Russian or a vampire.
Tenev? And by the way, I have a friend that lives in Canada, and he said he could still buy it there on Robinhood, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. I noticed that as well. A lot of people were tweeting that.
Yeah. People are saying Romanian. Is he? I don't know where he's from. I guess
Transylvania.
That would make sense.
Transylvania was in Romania/Hungary.
Sounds like a Transylvanian to me.
In the morning, to limit the buying of about 13 securities on our platform. So to be clear, customers could still sell those securities if they had positions in them. and they could also trade
What,
in the
fucking
thousands of
Tootsie
other.
Roll
He's
got
Bulgarian.
They cut-
Everyone was wrong. He's Bulgarian.
They cut
all right?
fucking
Bulgarian.
Tootsie Roll?
Same
Why-
general
Yeah,
area.
Why couldn't we buy fucking Tootsie Roll? What was wrong with Tootsie Roll?
Why was Tootsie Roll up 50%?
The
on
chocolatey
our
chew.
platform.
Tootsie
So
Roll, I think
it
I'm
was
in
a
love
difficult
with you.
decision, and that's what we had to do as part of normal operations.
But explain then, why did you do this? What, did the SEC call you and tell you you had to do this? Was there a problem inside the company in terms of liquidity, in terms of the amount of deposits that you had to put it in front to the exchanges? What led to this?
Sure, and let me explain exactly how this works. First of all, I want to address some of the misinformation that's been out there because there's a lot of it. We absolutely did not do this at the direction of any market maker or hedge fund.
Looks like he's reading.
Route 2 or other.
His lawyer probably wrote.
Oh yeah, that's
First of
that's
all,
a prepared statement. 100%.
Citadel told me to tell you guys they had nothing to do with this.
Right.
Other market participants. The reason we did it was because Robinhood is a brokerage firm. We have lots of financial requirements, including SEC net capital requirements and clearinghouse deposits. So that's money that we have to deposit at various clearinghouses. So some of these requirements fluctuate quite a bit based on
Robinhood tries to work like a bank too. Like they'll offer you interest on how much money you keep that you don't invest, and they give you a debit card and they give you a routing number and all that to pay for stuff as if it's a checking account,
Now,
a debit card, all of that.
They cut off buying power to all of these different stocks. They also cut off Dogecoin today. Like
I noticed
a crypto
that later in the day. Yeah, I'm not sure why.
Well, because
I have no idea.
Dogecoin went up fourfold, I think, and then Robinhood just cut that. It's because all the memers dumped into Dogecoin when they couldn't get everything else.
There was a lot of talk about that earlier today. That if they cut everyone off, they're going to just move it into crypto. Because if you notice, when GameStop started rocketing up higher, Bitcoin started dropping. That is not a coincidence. There's a lot of overlap there between people that are long. And if you've noticed, Tesla has kind of slowed down the last few weeks, right? Because these are a lot of the same people. They're buying weekly call options. They're doing really risky things. And as much as people I know love crypto and want to justify it, there's a lot of good bull cases for crypto. Crypto behaves like a very high risk equity. And that's the one common thread between all of these. They're high risk, volatile investment products. So it doesn't surprise me that when GameStop and AMC get shut off, they dump into crypto instead.
The thing about crypto that kind of threw me off when I first got into it is that there's no market open or close. It's just 24-hour market up and down. So if it hits its all-time high while you were sleeping and you didn't get to sell when you wanted to, you're just fucked.
It's happened to people. Yeah, that's happened to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And crypto is something that I stay away from personally, just because I also don't own gold, even though I think there's a better justification for gold. But I just don't see what the value of something is. That's what I do. I value companies based on cash flows. I discount cash flows back to a present value. There is no cash flow from a cryptocurrency, so I don't have no way to know what it's worth, right? It's just worth whatever someone else is going to pay for it, which is called the greater fool theory, and that's just not how I personally invest.
Yeah. Now, was it Tuesday or Wednesday that was it Wednesday that Robinhood just blacked out for a while?
Yeah, it wasn't. Was it Robinhood?
Right.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah,
it was
It was a cord cut. That was the same day that Chamath hopped on and bought YOLO calls, and then and Elon tweeted in the middle of that day, someone cut a fiber in Brooklyn. Not coincidental again, and so Robinhood just went black for a while.
Yeah,
and yeah,
someone literally came in and cut a cord to shut Robinhood down.
Oh, so they didn't do it on their end. Someone literally sabotaged them.
Who knows who did it?
See, that's what happened to Coinbase twice. While XRP and Bitcoin reached their all-time highs before when people were probably getting ready to sell. It just went down. The app and the websites just all went down. And because of that, we saw the price still going up the whole time. We were monitoring the price of XRP live that day because it was getting up to over $1 for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
I have one question. Just one more question, which is, and again, I don't know these terms and I don't know what I'm saying. You seem smart, so help me out.
I'll try.
I hear that I read online that like that Citadel and Melvin, when their positions come due next week, they're going to be selling from Monday to Friday. Something about like the contracts, like they only have enough stock to fulfill 20% of what they're holding over the course of the day. So next week is going to be some kind of gamma squeeze march of death. Do you know what I'm talking about? Can you help me understand what I just said?
Yes. Well, what I would say is we don't actually know that. For one, according to Melvin Capital, they've covered their GameStop short position. They're no longer shorting GameStop at all. They're completely out. They said that, I think, yesterday, pre-market. And I think, there was some movement in the market that might suggest that actually happened. Because this is the thing about the short interest, right? The volume is so high. There's so many shares of GameStop trading back and forth. Every day, like 8 times the actual float, 8 times the entire number of GameStop shares have traded hands back and forth. So for all we know, Melvin Capital isn't short GameStop anymore. There's a really incredible firm called S3. S3 does implied short interest. So they'll kind of give you live, up-to-date short interest. According to them, there's still a very heavy amount of short interest in GameStop. We don't know who that is. That might be anybody. It might have been, Citadel reloading the position for Melvin. It might have been somebody else altogether, a completely different hedge fund. It can be an amalgamation. So there's so many variables and factors involved. Anyone that's telling you this is what happens next, I would take it with a big grain of salt. We don't really know what comes next until it happens. I've been long the stock for a year and a half. I've been watching it extremely closely. I knew about the short interest when the first 90% day went up, to I think $40 a share roughly, on that big squeeze. There's been several squeezes. At that point, I didn't really know if that was it. I thought that was the squeeze, and maybe it just collapses after that. But that was the very beginning. So I think anyone that says this is how it plays out from here, maybe not. That's all I'd say.
Thank you. That was a very good answer.
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead with your other question, Asterios.
Okay, I have one last question.
Bam.
Okay, look. Now I'm not just comedian Asterios Kokonos.
What else are you?
I'm also the president of a corporation in New York. And that corporation's name is Spite Incorporated. Here's a share of our stock. I literally own a corporation called Spite Incorporated, and we only do things out of spite.
Hold on. I'm shorting Spite out of spite. 1 second.
How dare you! Don't you dare!
I'm doing
long
it.
on Spite!
I'm doing it.
Now here's why I want to buy a bunch of GameStop stock tomorrow morning. Because I don't want to do it to get rich. I want to do it to hurt richer people. And if I lose my money, that's okay. I just want them to feel pain for a second. I just want them to know fear for a second. Now, will buying GameStop stock tomorrow help me hurt the hedge funds? Yes or no?
So this is kind of the ultimate paradox, right? Where it will hurt certain hedge funds and it will help other hedge funds. So some people will get rich, some people will get, feel the pain. But all of this, that's the same thing with AMC. There were a bunch of people who hold AMC bonds, meaning AMC owes them money. And if AMC goes bankrupt, AMC is not going to pay them. But and these are Wall Street guys, these are big hedge funds that own these bonds. But because Wall Street Bets just bailed out AMC, buying a fuckload of their stock, now those bonds are going to get paid. Those, the bond holders are going to get paid. So they really are helping Wall Street at the same time they're hurting other parts of Wall Street, which is unfortunately a sad paradox here. But I feel the mentality. I just sent Bill a picture. I don't know if you can share that, but this kind of is the ultimate, this is a nice meme going
ship
around
it
lately.
To Ben real quick.
All right.
But if you really want to hurt the rich, Asterios, what you got to do is start spiking babies' adrenal glands with like cyanide. So when they go to snort that adrenochrome out of their spinal cords, they overdose. That's the only way to get to the rich. We got to sneak cyanide into the adrenochrome. Got to do it.
Poison babies.
Yes.
Got it. Thank you.
Babe.
Yeah, it's tough to hurt the rich in this company. If anything, how do you get the rich? I guess I don't know.
Everybody's saying eat the rich. That's not gonna work. You have to stop feeding the rich. People keep buying into the same stupid shit they're fucking poking you for. So start finding other places to put your money. But you're feeding into their fucking schemes, suckers.
Yeah, that's definitely part of it. Community-based activism, make your whole community better. Vote for politicians that support policies that are up your alley. I do think there's a lot of fiscal stimulus. Janet Yellen and the current head of the Fed, Jerome Powell, they're on the same page. They're targeting wealth inequality. It's not everything we want it to be right away, but it's a hell of a lot better than had Donald Trump been reelected. They're trying to help people in the lower income areas of the country. Would not have been a priority at all. That will be a priority now. But there's other politicians that would do even better. So I'd say, if anything, that's probably the most effective thing you can actually do is support people that support policy you care about.
I'm a firm believer in buying local. That's why I have like a Microsoft computer.
Yeah, he always gets Starbucks.
I bought it off Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon.
Like this is I stay local.
There's this local company that I always buy video games from. It's called Nintendo. Maybe you've heard of it.
Yeah, I have a Switch. I have a Wii. I have a DS. I have
Xbox. I have an Xbox.
I have a Pikachu, Nintendo branded Nintendo.
Also, if you've ever booked travel on Expedia, that's local. There's like a big Expedia.
I fly strictly Boeing airplanes.
Boeing, yeah.
I am local to the core.
You know what though?
Yeah.
I just saw in the local news here, because such a huge amount of the richest people in the country live here in the Seattle area, they're going to do a 1% tax on that. And that's a lot of money when you think about Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos money. 1%.
Absolutely.
Who's gonna buy their houses when they leave for Austin, Texas?
They're not gonna leave on 1%.
You don't think so?
Nah.
Oh, they're gonna go to Austin, Texas. They're gonna live next to Joe Rogan, and we're gonna have to sell. We're gonna have to sell their houses to Antifa. Shit!
There's been an exodus.
No!
A lot of Florida, Texas. Seen a lot of big tech guys coming in lately. Yeah.
I only fly Boeing airplanes into the World Trade Center local. No!
You know what though? You know what I would say about this is I think there's a lot of people that have been disenfranchised, especially in our age range, because of the global financial crisis that hit when, a lot of us kind of hit adulthood. And I think a lot of these people have gone to this weird place where they think socialism, communism is the answer, and they don't quite understand what that is. I think they're confused. I think unfortunately Bernie Sanders and AOC have kind of used socialism in the wrong way, where people really want capitalism, but they want the Nordic model of capitalism, which is like these, Norway, Sweden, Finland,
Denmark.
all those places. It's a free market, which is good. Free market comes with the best quality of life in the entire world, but they also actually have social support. They put money towards healthcare and towards housing and towards programs that actually benefit people, not just the wealthiest rich, because we don't really have capitalism. We have socialism for rich people, which is a very different thing.
It's disgusting. Valuations. Did you see Ben's shirt? He's wearing a Winnie the Pooh shirt.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah,
I didn't see it.
It's the Chinese.
No, it's not Chinese.
What is it?
It's
communist.
Yeah. It's the USSR flag.
Oh, it's the USSR.
Yeah.
China doesn't use that.
No, this is USSR.
I was watching a lot of China media today on YouTube, and they had that up behind them, and I was like, man.
Well, China has a similar looking flag.
Same colors, right?
Same colors.
Yeah, because like Xi Jinping or whatever was in front of it, and I was like, that's why they think he looks like Winnie the Pooh. He's always surrounded by Winnie the Pooh colors.
Yeah.
That's not. That's
the red and yellow.
Not a
man.
bad theory.
Yeah.
Reasonable.
That's why you called it a Winnie the Pooh shirt.
Yeah, it's
I
the
had
Winnie
no
the
idea
Pooh
what
colors.
the fuck you were
Yeah.
talking about when you said that.
Okay, I saw Xi Jinping wearing that shit, and I was like, or not wearing it, but he was right in front of it. I was like, dude, that is Winnie the Pooh colors. No wonder they think he looks like Winnie the Pooh. He's always got Xi Jinping always has his head stuck in a honey pot. It's fucking. It makes sense.
There it is. Yeah. That's why I look like Tigger. I wear tiger stripes. Bam.
Yeah. Tigers. Yeah. We one of our friends here that was supposed to be on tonight. He's a furry and he wears tiger stuff when like his furry get up.
He's specifically a tiger adjacent fursona.
I went to a bowling alley that there was a whole pack of furries bowling at once. I will never forget this moment.
They like to party.
I guess so. In their furry outfits. The furry outfits, not clean. Really,
they sweat like crazy in those.
Yeah, I'll bet. Right?
Yeah, I'm not a furry, but I went to a furry convention with a friend of mine who is, and most of the people there did not wear the fur suits, but the people who did, yes, it looked like it was unbelievably hot. It was the summertime, no, it was spring, but still, it looked hot and uncomfortable. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, not my thing.
Yeah.
I'd probably end up pissing my fursuit.
Why?
Because it'd be so uncomfortable to get out of, and I'd wait till the very last minute, and then something would happen where like the zipper would get stuck, and I'd be like trying to dance to get it off, and I'd probably get it halfway off and just start pissing all over it. I don't know. I see that happening.
That tax that I was talking about, it's projected it would produce an estimated $2.25 billion.
In 2023,
yeah, substantial.
Yeah,
$2.25 billion.
What?
Give it to the rich. Like we just fumble it. We would fumble the bag. Look what we did with Robinhood.
That's being
we
taxed.
ruined Robinhood.
That's being taxed. Like the rich residents of this area are going to be taxed. That
the 1% are going to be taxed 1%, or
yes.
what?
I don't know I don't know what the bottom of
over $1 million earned, over 100,000 earned.
Well, let's see.
Is this on top of what they would normally pay? So this is on top of their nothing.
It says 1% tax on billionaires. I don't know what the criteria. Here's the actual bill. You want to read the bill?
Yeah, House Bill 1406. So the available videos.
I mean,
it just linked to my OnlyFans. That's strange. First reading.
Yeah, rich people are really good at avoiding taxes. That's kind of like that's what they do. They just set up shell companies and bank accounts in the Cayman Islands.
Hey,
they're good at that.
There's somebody with my last name on this. I wonder if that's me.
Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos live like less than a mile away from each other in this one area, this one town that's basically a part of Bellevue, Washington, but it has its own name. And it has like even its own like big police department and stuff. It's really weird. And it's just like the two richest people on earth and a couple other super rich people live there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've been in that area. It's Medina, right?
Yeah,
Medina. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
right
but
over near in that area.
When I become mayor
right
of
now.
Seattle, I'm going to force low-income housing right in between them. I'm going to have a giant tower.
Just right up in the middle.
Yep,
You know whose
PJs.
house I went to? I went to Edgar Martinez's house.
For some
which is over
reason-
there. So I think it's in Bellevue.
For some reason, I
Yeah.
thought you were going to say Detlef Shrimp.
Oh, you know, I'm a bigger fan of Detlef than I am Edgar. Edgar was super nice, and he had a cool house. But you know, I'm a big Sonics fan.
Did
have to admit.
Edgar deliver any like hors d'oeuvres?
Yeah, there was a ton of hors d'oeuvres. It was a full-on party. He had a basketball court too in his house, which was impressive. And somebody got drunk and jumped in his swimming pool and had to be ejected from the house.
All right, so I'm looking at this.
It's so long, man.
There's a representative named Barry. Do you think I'm on this already since I announced I want to be mayor of Seattle?
That would be, you know what? It's so much work, but it would be hilarious if you were, because to see you in those debates, I want to be there live, and I'd be like crying.
I need to
watching you
file
debate.
soon, right?
Dude. Yeah, it'd be. Yeah, you do.
I need to file. I could be mayor, or I could at least make the debates.
He has to get a $10 donation from 600 residents of Seattle.
I could do that.
That's doable.
Yeah, and then I
That's
have to
very
get
doable.
600
That's the minimum.
signatures. I could do that.
So do it then.
I'm going to. I'm going to be like, hey guys,
Well, hurry up.
have you
You're
heard
running
about
out of time.
GameStonk? And then,
You got to be better than Jenny Durkin, honestly.
well, she's dropping.
Yeah, she's not running.
Yeah, so
that's
it's gonna
why
be
it's
open.
that's
Good.
why it's the perfect time for young Bill Fridge to be Mayor Fridge.
I just want to be mayor of the fridge.
Yeah.
Bang.
I think we can do this. I have to figure out what paper I have to file. I don't know, it's like $60 or something.
I
to
sent
sign
you a
up.
link to it a long time ago, like the website.
I need to go
You-
back to that.
Yeah.
A lot of
Man, look
stuff's
at
happened
Vlad
since then.
there.
Yeah,
Vlad looks fright. He is deer in the headlights, and that you can. The fear is palpable in that man.
Adam Driver's
Wow.
definitely going to play him in the movie, right? Do you think Christian Bale will reprise Michael Bury?
I hope so. Honestly, this is The Big Short too. The Big Short squeeze.
Would you think James Earl
Honestly.
Jones will voice Citadel?
That would be a great movie. I would watch that and enjoy it.
Okay, so here's a good test at how good you would be at running for mayor. So you're at the debate, and someone asks you what's up with your connection to Onision.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'd be like, yeah, we used to go fucking Family Style on of age women. Of age women, I would say.
Ah, yes.
Of age women.
Family Style.
I'd be like, what's your connection to every fucking who was it, Mayor Murray? What was his connection to actually molesting kids? Yeah. Yeah. What's the guy? Oh, okay. So I've
Yeah, we
questionable-
did have a mayor in Seattle that got in trouble for that. He
Yeah.
was the one right before Durkin.
It was
right?
Murray, right?
Yeah.
And I
This
was
is news to me. Ooh.
Yeah, dude. It was some stuff that happened that covered up. They
Was he the mayor
knowingly
before Durkin?
Oh yeah, before. I might have been right before. I think he did drop.
Yeah.
And if someone asked me, I'd be like, yeah, I have known associates that are, questionable. That makes me a politician. GG.
Nice.
GG.
See? He should run for mayor. It'd be hilarious anyway.
I'm doing it.
You got my $10.
Thank you. Well, you don't live in Seattle anymore.
Yeah. See, that's
Oh,
the
that's a good
hard
point.
part. They have to they have to live in Seattle.
I have to move everybody watching right now to Seattle.
Yeah.
Then they have to give me $10, and then I have to get another 84 people. Can we make this happen? I could cover 84 people if everybody else watching just moves here. Can we do that, please? No, I can get 600.
If you could just throw a big party when COVID's over. Throw a big
That's the
party.
problem.
I'll go out with a mask right now and a cell phone, and I'll live stream and tell everybody, can I get $10? I want to be mayor.
I'm pretty sure the election is literally like this November.
Yeah, so I literally need to start like ASAP.
Right.
Yeah.
If it hasn't already gone past the deadline.
Dude,
I
if
don't
it
know.
has, then I guess I just have to run later. But
Let's
I think
see.
I should do it. I should run now.
You know Raz Simone. He'll help you out.
Yes, Raz will.
He
Raz
does.
will. I'll be like, Raz, I just need you to sign on for me here, and he'll be like, I'll be like, fuck no. He might. He's getting some heat right now, so I don't know.
Is he?
I don't want to bother him. I don't want to bother him right now. The whole world is. I was watching Joe Rogan podcast, and he was talking about how he almost had Raz on his podcast, but
about the Chaz or the Chomp. Or whatever.
Yeah, he was gonna have him on, but he couldn't get him to fly down because of some sort of legal situation. So it was that's rough. That's rough.
Shouldn't be flying anyway. COVID.
I know.
I'm on a plane right now.
I'm gonna have to get a private jet if I want to fly down anywhere.
You go get it from Embraer.
The Breyer Airport.
Private jet company. Embraer, Brazilian company.
Oh, Embraer? I just remember seeing an airport when I was driving through Breyer. Maybe it wasn't even an airport. Maybe I was just looking at like a field that had an airplane in it. Breyer is a tiny town outside of Seattle, guys. Never go there. I used to deliver pizzas, and I got lost one day in Breyer, and there was horses, and I was like, this shouldn't exist. Why are there horses here? I'm never making it home. I was so scared. I finally found my way out of Breyer.
Horses scare you?
Yeah, dude, because this was 20 years ago.
What are they doing in Seattle? Why are there horses
He wasn't in Seattle anymore.
It was Breyer. It's literally like right outside. Like I started delivering in Shoreline, North Seattle, and then I ended up in Breyer with a pizza in my hand, lost. And this is before you had GPS cell phones. I was like a little teenage boy, and I was like, great, I'm gonna die here.
Because you saw horses.
Yes. How often do you see horses when you're delivering a pizza?
I mean, if you're near horses, you see them. I don't know.
This is literally the problem.
There are people that
have you seen the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse? That was one of 4 horsemen right there just waiting to fucking take me in. A pale horse.
I grew up in Ohio, and horses aren't that rare to see.
But here they are. There was a pale horse beheld right in front of me. I was done for. I was done for. I started eating the pizza I was delivering because I was like, well, this is going nowhere.
That's what I was hoping you'd get to eventually, because I knew that's how this story was going to end.
I was going to die. I had to eat the pizza to survive.
Yeah.
Volatility in the market.
All right, so what do you want to do next?
Is there any more that we have to milk from this delicious story? Robinhood?
I don't know. We're talking about you getting scared of horses while delivering pizza, so it doesn't sound like it.
It was very important that I got through that, okay? I was having flashbacks.
Got a little sidetracked there.
Yeah.
I was having flashbacks, man. But this guy, are we going to finish watching him explain that all the big companies didn't make him do this? And this was his personal decision?
It's basically just denial. He doesn't really explain anything. That's what's funny.
Yeah. They asked him a question. Well, first of all, what I do want to say is all the money had nothing to do with this.
Markets, and they can be substantial in the current environment where there's a lot of volatility and a lot of concentrated activity in these names that have been going viral on social media. So we're really in unprecedented times, and in order to protect the firm and protect our customers, we had to.
I didn't feel
Here
protected.
Is some money for your campaign
Thank
funds,
you,
young Bill Fridge.
Thank you. And by the way, this is our second show of the week. We need to get to our goal. I'm hoping we can get to 50% by the end of this stream, and if there has to be something like a carrot dangled to make that happen, we'll figure it out.
You guys better sell your damn GameStop stomps and get up in here, man.
GameStop stonks.
Yeah, get rid of your GameStop stops and send them to us.
I don't know. Yeah, this is all just something a lawyer probably wrote for him to say. Just like the email I got, they're doing damage control, but they're getting sued. I guess if there's a class action settlement, who knows? Maybe I'll get $50.
Is it time to start investing in gold and silver? Like, is the dollar going to fall apart over this?
Over this? No.
Yeah.
I doubt it. I'm skeptical. I'm not a doomsday prepper.
Are we primed like Obama bailed out the housing crisis in his first term? Is Biden going to do it this time?
If the dollar's going to fall,
crisis?
If the dollar's going to fall, it's going to be because of COVID making things be shut down for even longer and longer and longer and longer over time. And then,
so you see no crisis here, right? We're fine. Everything's fine. Wall Street's not going to crumble.
I don't think so. I think it could. I think it could lead to a sell-off depending on what happens, but I think regulators would step in pretty quickly. I don't see any big crazy crash on the horizon, but you never know. I didn't see COVID coming either. I was aware of COVID. I knew what was happening in China. I knew they were locking down, and I just because of my world, view and limited world view of never living through a pandemic, it didn't seem like it was going to come here and get to this level. I think we're at a point where we have vaccines that are effective. There's enough support, monetary support. They're basically just pumping out money like crazy and hoping that it doesn't really matter how big the deficit gets. There's an argument a lot of people are making for inflation, but I don't think that that's very likely. I don't think there's any reason. We haven't seen inflation skyrocket yet. We didn't see it after the global financial crisis, and there was a lot of money printing during that area. I don't think anyone really understands what causes inflation. So gold is extremely expensive. Silver right now is more expensive than it's been in a long time. I think to be pouring your dollars into precious metals, it's not something I'm doing. I'll say that much. Not at the moment.
Yeah, there was a huge rush to do that during the last financial crisis, like the 2008 one. It seems like it went up higher around that time. But
yeah, absolutely. And it spiked a lot during COVID. I mean, COVID freaked everyone out, and it went way up during COVID, and it stayed pretty elevated from here. And I'm not going to act like I'm Dionne Warwick. I don't know what comes next for any market specifically, but at these prices, I'm not paying for gold at these prices. Why? Am I going to do with it? Make a necklace? No, not for me.
Now I have another question. We've talked a lot about the financial crisis, but do you have any opinions on the financial crisis?
The financial crisis?
Yes, the financial crisis, which is, of course, Chris Chan owing the owner of the game place money after hitting the owner of the game place with his car, and after Chris Chan's mom did the same.
Wow. I'm going to tell the truth and say I don't know who Chris Chan is.
I stumped the expert. Yeah, you see this, Billy? You see this? Oh, this guy's so smart. I know what a gamma squeeze is. You don't know shit about Chris Chan lore. What?
Ask about the grandma squeeze.
What's the grandma squeeze?
When she pinches your cute little cheekies, Asterios.
Oh, my God. I love my grandma. She's so cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Know who is Chris Chan though? Can you guys feel me? You just gonna leave me hanging?
Okay.
Don't worry. Look, it's not
Chris
worth
Chan,
it. It's some freak on the internet.
Chris Chan is probably GameStop's. Well, now I would say GameStop's number 3 enemy behind Camelot and Reddit. Or no, not Reddit. GameStop loves Reddit right now, right? Who's GameStop hate right now? Melvin.
Melvin,
who's GameStop?
Short us out of business.
I think GameStop is really. I think they're laughing to the bank at Melvin right now.
Chris Chan is formerly an autistic boy who said some very questionable things online. Lived in a hoarder house. Broadcast their entire life.
Chris Chan is life.
His life, yeah, broadcast their entire life on out to the public. Got trolled like the deepest amount of trolling has happened to this person, Chris Chan, and a lot of it was deserved. I think some of it, was probably a little cruel. And then Chris Chan realized that Christine was a woman, and Christine was lucky enough to get a cyst in her taint, and that was a God-given vagina that they bragged about often, because the cyst pussed over and popped and
There's
left
no
her.
need to bring up the unclit. There's this is not save that for the next time.
And it left
Agreed.
left a putrid pus vagina that she was very proud of. And she also was a very devout Christian. So when she would masturbate, the Bible says, "Do not spill your seed."
I'm taking my headphones off.
Christine or Chris at the time would just recycle it by eating it, so it would go back into their body to be re-sewed.
The fuck is happening? This is not where I saw this going at all.
Christine or Chris Chan is the moniker. We can say Chris Chan without dead naming. Chris Chan is the creator of a CWC Quickville. Quickville is another dimension where characters created by Chris Chan, like Sonichu, which totally isn't a ripoff of Pikachu and Sonic the Hedgehog, and other characters that totally aren't ripoffs of other properties put together. They exist, and Chris Chan is the mayor of Quickville and can transport from our realm to Quickville to do business and other things.
I don't understand any of this.
Yes, that's part of the problem. Asterios had to bring up some otherworldly shit. There are people on the internet who have very strange worlds that they believe that they live in, and we cover them fairly often on the show because of how uniquely interesting they are. And I don't even think Chris Chan is the craziest story, though Chris Chan is up there.
Was it a story? I just heard words.
This is a human being who lives their life as if this is all truth. In their existence, they do have an interdimensional connection to Quickville. I wish Ben was here to place.
Quickville?
It's the land where Sonichu and all of his friends live. Did you have the Quickville intro TV show intro?
To give some big love to the sweet boys. I'm having a colonoscopy tomorrow and the prep juice has made me very sick. Your content will help me through these hard times.
Jane Doe, I hope the colonoscopy goes well, and I'm sorry you can't cut that juice with a little something.
I've had
hard.
2 colonoscopies, and they're awful, and the shit they make you drink to like shit your brains out before you do it is disgusting. That's all I have to say about it.
That's what Jane Doe's going through right now.
And I did
Mr.
wake up.
Isn't Ilaria a pretty girl? Therapy is going well. I was the happiest I've been in a long time today.
That's awesome. Yeah. Is Ilaria a pretty girl, Asterios?
I couldn't quite hear all of that. Hilaria? I'm sorry.
Ilaria.
I don't know who that is. I'm sorry.
Asterios is.
Oh no! Do they have some weird pus-filled clit too?
No, it's not a clit. It's a cavern.
I left for a few minutes. So you guys got on Chris Chan somehow.
Yes, because I had a joke, I had a pun, where I was like, you know everything about the financial crisis, but what about the financial crisis? Now we're here.
I heard that, and I didn't get the reference.
Ben heard that and immediately walked out of the room.
Oh, I had to go to the bathroom.
Self-preservation.
I had to go.
It was just 10 minutes of words. There was no discussion. I don't believe Chris Chan is a thing.
So we're gonna play you.
This is probably for the best.
We're gonna play you a little.
Now we're showing you Chris Chan, and now you know it's a thing.
Do you know
you're gonna hate us forever for showing you that this exists?
Do you know how every sitcom or like cartoon show had an intro, like a theme song? and the theme song kind of tells you the story of what the show is about?
There's two of them.
Here's one for Chris Chan.
See, he's never seen Chris Chan before, though, so it's going to be weird. So should we show him Chris Chan first?
No,
or
we got to
after
show
this?
this.
Okay. All right. So there's two of them. There's Sonichu, the animated series, and then there's Asperchu, the animated series.
Let's go Sonichu, let's do Sonichu, the animated series.
Okay, here it is. I'll play both of them.
Fucking Christian Mr. Chandler is the mayor of Quickville. He's got a lot of things to do. Got a lot of China to steal. Mary Lee Walsh is always waiting to ruin his fun. With the chaotic combo on his side, the day is already won. To Quickville, we invite you to swallow some sperm. Chris is straight, we guarantee. There are no girls allowed unless your boyfriend free. He doesn't like the blackies, and God says gay should die. And if you see him sitting at a table, well, you better read his side. Sonichu!
All right, so that's Sonichu, the animated series. Here's Asperchu.
7 Chaos Pickles, evil forces are pursued by a hero with a medallion and his friends, Max and Jim and Two. A dark and desperate creature in seclusion it resides, and the evil robot Metal Chew who's collecting pickles and taking lives.
Is a hero whose heroic deeds aren't recognized. He brings all of the trolls attacking Quickville down to their demise. This gem would lead you to believe he is just a parody. However, he's not clever, he's original, we guarantee. Asperchu, he wields the powers of God Jesus.
God Jesus.
Asperchu, he's one true hero here to save the day. He's gonna save his sweet optics and chew. Whoa.
You ever heard the term? You ever heard the term "do not feed the trolls"?
Yeah, like
sure.
The most creative trolling on Earth happened because of Chris Chan.
Chris Chan is a buffet for trolls.
Yes.
All you can eat.
Yes.
It's unfortunate, and just when you start to feel bad for Chris Chan, they do or say something terribly unforgivable.
Yes.
And you're like, well, fuck.
Like, we don't like black people? That might be a...
Oh, that's one of them.
Yeah.
That's and Chris has changed that opinion, but there was a time where like Chris
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris was homophobic before
Chris became a woman.
Before becoming LGBTQ.
Yeah.
It was a horrible.
As many do.
Yeah. It was a horrible trip that people have been along for online. I personally am good friends with Christine now.
Yep. Yeah, Christine Weston Chandler.
Or at least I follow. At least we follow each other on Twitter. I don't ever actually talk to them.
Yeah.
But I figured that was my coming to peace.
I see.
Kind of reminded me of MTV, like the old what's that one? Liquid television.
Yes.
Liquid television vibes.
I loved Liquid Television. The Max was pretty amazing. One of my favorite.
Aeon Flux came from Liquid, right?
Yeah, that was great.
Here's
Aeon Flux was great. The Head.
Yeah, the Head. Here's actual Chris Chan. Just so you could see what he was like.
Hey, Ivy.
Oh.
I'm doing this video for you. Oh, we are going to have so much fun together when you and I are together. You know, my mommy and I, my family and I will come and meet you at the airport. And you know, your choice, so take you to your hotel or bring you back to my house. I mean, you know, we'd be hanging around so much and sharing so many fondful memories.
And by the way, this is from like 2011.
Yeah.
I know this looks like it's from 1985. This is not as far in the past as you think.
Right. Yeah.
It's good production quality for 2011. Not bad.
Chris Chan is arguably the most documented person in human history. He has leaked so much info about himself that there's a timeline going almost all the way back, going back until he's, less than 10 years old. And there's, for some reason throughout his life, there's been all these times he's been on the news. She. Yeah. She's been on the news. So you can go back and see this thing from like when they were, I don't know, 10 or 11 years old and they won this contest at the mall and they were on the news. And then don't hate. Hate is not so good.
It's just,
yeah.
It's a story that like you don't need to know this.
There's like a 40-part.
I do though.
There's a 40-part documentary series on YouTube.
40 parts.
40 parts.
I think it is 40 parts. I'm pretty sure.
And it's still going.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a never.
And they're long too. They're not
Yes.
like 3 minutes.
It's like Doctor Who.
It's called Chris Chan: A Comprehensive History.
Doctor Who said a slur. Yes.
He reminds me of someone I used to, when I was 14, I worked as a dishwasher, and this new guy got hired, and I knew who he was because I watched his public access show, and I'm pretty sure he had Asperger's, and the public access show was just him sitting. It was a live call-in show, and he would have people call in, and then he would press a number on the keypad, and it'd be like, beep, and he'd go, what number was that? And then they'd just be like, you're a fucking idiot. That was the entire show.
I used to love public
working
access.
at the restaurant I was at.
That's
They would bring a
hilarious.
Furby to work.
They're on part 49, and I've seen some that are over an hour long.
This one's 40 minutes.
Yeah. They're insanely popular, too. This has
90,000 views and it came out a week ago?
Yeah.
Two
Almost
weeks ago?
5,000 likes. Yeah, it's pretty good. I've watched a lot of them. I haven't watched in a while, but I've watched probably the first 25 of them. So, because they're made so well, even the intro is what had me hooked. The first time I saw the intro, I was like, "Damn, this is actually." It's such a well-made thing. That's the thing about Chris Chan. They inspired so much creativity in the trolling, like the Liquid Jared thing.
Should I call the people who did the Onision documentary and pitch them Chris Chan?
Yeah, you get paid like Chris Hansen.
I'm like, hey, Grace, let's chicken hawk somebody new.
Oh man,
what made her this way? What is the attraction? What keeps us fascinated?
See? What the fuck?
This is the story of Chris Chan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Detail.
Yeah.
Okay. I now know who Chris Chan is.
Yeah. Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Oh, and that's only the tip of the iceberg. Like
I can tell.
I showed Billy. I think it was for donations or something. Billy had to watch a video of Chris Chan making love to a blow-up doll. You remember that?
Yeah.
Chris Chan leaks a lot of weird stuff. So there's lots of weird sexual stuff too.
Yeah.
That's kind of disturbing. Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Yes.
I don't know. I didn't need to watch that. I was forced to because of donations.
Yeah. That's as far as I'm going to make it in terms of Chris Chan.
Yeah, I think
that's probably for the best.
You know enough to stay away now. Let's short Chris Chan.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Can we short Chris Chan?
And the like in that one song about swallowing the sperm, they said that because he made a video saying he what Asterios what?
Asterios is
I
like
took off my headphones. I'll put them back on when you're done talking.
Wow,
about
anti-recycling Asterios, you're part of the problem. Go green.
Wait.
Goodness. Yeah. Speaking of swallowing, I'm going to go eat some dinner. It's about that time.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you, Valuations, everybody. Again, that's
Thank you.
Valuations _ on Twitter. I'll link it in the chat.
Yee. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.
Definitely.
Night.
Take care.
You too.
Yeah, this
Chris
whole
Chan
thing.
recycles his sperm by drinking it.
God damn it.
I guess you'd have to go long on Christian sperm because it's self-producing. It recycles.
So
Can't
guys,
short that.
It was cool to have someone with that sort of insight and someone who was actually trading GameStop before it took off
A year
and
and a
everything.
half, yeah.
Yeah. So and it's cool to try something different for a change. So now we're back to the usual shit. Please like the stream. Do us a favor and like it. You know what? Double check and make sure you're still subscribed. I mean, we got a lot of new subscribers from the Vosh and Doug debate. And
the cord on us because we're giving away that Robinhood.
Yeah, we're here. We're live. We're live. I think. It says we're not dropping frames anymore.
Oh, we're back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Refresh your tab. Melvin is after me. It's all my fault.
That's weird how that happened as soon as he left. Back up again, just in case. Yeah, I think we're there now. Things are, well, I don't know. I think
Bezos, man.
Hold on, Asterios. I'm going to call you back in a second here. Okay.
Rock on.
Okay. And I am going to do something else really quick. Hold on.
The bathroom, we're live then?
Oh, shit. All right, so let's see if we're back.
Looks like we're back. Gotta get Asterios back. The stream is down in real time.
We're getting hacked in real time.
Can't believe it.
You guys.
Yeah?
You're live.
We're live.
We were getting hacked in real time.
Baby, we're back. They pulled the plug on us like we were Robinhood. Why would they do that?
Illuminatus!
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 Okay, look.
Beep
as
boop,
long
tick
as
train.
this, as long as. Oh, nice!
Coop car.
Wow,
beep,
thank
boop.
you.
Coop car.
Look, as long as things are still getting back online and videos are still being set up and all that, do any of you guys own GameStop?
Do I own any GameStop stock? No, I do not.
Yeah.
I own
I do
all
not.
of GameStop. I am the owner of GameStop.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I didn't want to tell anybody because all this talk, I figured it'd make somebody pissed.
It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Yeah, that's
I
named
like
after
your
me.
think. I like your Think Geek section. I like all those what are those bobbleheads? I like all the pop vinyls.
Yeah, we
Like all
designed
those-
them for you. You know Funko Pop are local too? Dude, I
didn't
buy
know
local
that.
so much. It's
Well,
just,
me and Dad both have giant heads. So
if
we
you
have a
ever
lot
come
in
out to the Northwest Asterios, we'll have to go to the Funko Pop store if it's open. I don't know what the COVID
Have you ever
rules
been
are.
to Seattle, Asterios?
One time, I really liked Ballard. I was like,
Ballard's
oh,
Ballard's
good.
cool. Yeah,
Forever.
Billy got kicked out of a bar in Ballard.
Yeah, I've been kicked out of bars everywhere.
You know what though? Eventually, when things get better, we are going to have like a meetup, like a live thing, and we're going to try to couple it with a big convention that comes through here every year. So if you want to come to that, that would be the time. And then
I want in.
yeah, you can try out your latest knee slappers on the crowd that are there too. You know?
I'll do some stand up. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. That'd be beautiful.
So, all right, look, back to your regularly scheduled peasants. What do we got? Do we have
Let's
any?
do it. Let's do it.
I'm going to piss.
What is?
He taught me, sir. It got me so humiliated.
People are discriminating against wolves. Wow. They're laughing at us, at our stupidity.
And you better well learn to love it.
All right.
Bring on the freaks! I want to mock some freaks!
And Billy had to run to go pee-pee. What else do we have here? We have Fox News is now claiming Dr. Fauci is responsible for the existence of COVID-19. Let's see this.
That the U.S. government, that the Biden administration doesn't want to really delve into the details of this is not just the work in the lab in Wuhan, which has been widely reported. Secretary Pompeo is exactly right. That is the most likely source of the leak from the lab that resulted in the pandemic. But the question is, who commissioned the work? Who started the work that they were doing in that lab? And the answer, as I was reporting this Sunday on my show, comes back right here to our country, to Dr. Fauci.
I get Lex Luthor vibes from this guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do too. A much dumber Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dr. Fauci is the leading world proponent of a type of virus research called gain of function. The idea is to manipulate genetic information in the lab to make viruses as contagious as possible so we can learn how to fight them. It's a noble intention, but accidents happen. In 2014, Dr. Fauci commissioned work that led to that kind of manipulation in the lab that is so close to what we saw with this pandemic. That's what needs to be investigated.
Wow, they're really going there. I was like, I was like, maybe that title is exaggerated, or maybe it's just clickbait. But no, they literally are making this case.
I mean, it's the perfect crime. Work in the public sector for 40 years for 6 different administrations because you love viruses and want them to spread. You know, this is just like all those cancer doctors that are studying how to cure cancer. It's probably because they love cancer.
They love cancer.
So
they'd have no work to do without cancer.
So
Cancer
Biden
keeps
created
them in business.
Biden created COVID, apparently.
Not Biden. Dr. Fauci.
Oh, Fauci created COVID?
Yeah, essentially. That's what Lex Luthor is saying here.
And yet there's no one who wants to ask, why did Dr. Fauci commission that work and continue to fund it despite a ban in 2014 on that risky research being imposed by the Obama administration? And then the second big question, Maria, are we still funding this kind of research and risking another pandemic?
Look, he's just asking questions. Insane questions meant to cast doubt on the legitimacy of our nation's #1 infectious research doctor. But he's just asking questions.
So, Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, the QAnon supporter that got elected into the House of Representatives, that tried to impeach Biden the day of the inauguration. There's an old video of her when she was an activist harassing the Parkland survivors.
Ah, yes, the false flag.
David Hogg.
The false flag that was the elementary school that got shot.
And
up.
I think they're good. Yes, and I think they're gonna try to get her kicked out of Congress because of this.
Okay, it's all fake, guys.
How did you get over 30 appointments with senators? How'd you do that?
Yeah, that's her right there.
How'd you get major press coverage on this issue?
These are teenagers, literally, man. Like, these are,
yes,
you know.
Well, Parkland wasn't the elementary school, right? That was Storybrooke or whatever. I don't know.
Sandy Hook.
Sandy Hook, yeah. So the Parkland was Florida.
Parkland was the high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are teenagers.
Kids, why do you use kids? Why kids? You know, if school zones were protected with security guards with guns, there would be no mass shootings.
Security guards with guns.
Do you know that? The best way to stop a bad guy with a gun is with a good guy with a gun.
And since we know police are all good guys with guns, this shouldn't be a problem.
Right. Unless they're protecting the Capitol building, right?
You know what stops a bad guy with a gun? A good guy with a gun.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you mean like Officer Scott Peterson, who was there at Parkland with a gun and didn't do jack shit because he was scared of a bad guy with a gun?
Right.
That kind of guy?
Yeah.
Interesting.
There was an armed security guard there.
There might be a chink in her armor.
What did you just say?
There might be a chink in her armor.
Oh my God.
What?
A what in
You're
her
not talking
armor?
about delicious Armor hot dogs, are you?
No. I'm talking
Armor
about
hot dogs.
A what in her armor?
There might be a chink in her armor.
Wow, you're disgusting, Billy the Fridge.
What?
You're disgusting.
What?
You disgust.
I'd like to also point out that Marjorie was like, how did you get all these meetings with senators? And it's like, I don't know. Maybe he barely survived a horrific incident that will scar him and his sister for life.
Yeah.
And like maybe after that, some politicians might want to talk to you for a second. I don't know. Maybe.
I'm just saying Seattle has a large Asian population, and when this gets out, what you're saying, Billy the Fridge, you will never be mayor of Seattle.
No, I will be.
I don't know.
I won't.
I want to find something else about this mayor thing too. You're like, where am I going to find 60 people? You got Ben right here. That's one guy.
I actually don't live in Seattle,
Yeah.
so not even I would be able to do it.
Yeah.
What about that guy that sends pictures of his dick to people?
He does, yeah.
Oh, Joe, they
Yeah.
live in the same place.
Yeah.
That one down.
Yep.
There's a bunch of them that live there actually. So he has he has one of it's an okay start.
I could get 600.
600 is a lot though.
And
they each have to give $10, and that's not $6,000 for you to pocket. You've got to
I'm a local celebrity.
That has to go towards your campaign, like ad space and that kind of shit.
Yeah, but once I get that, they're going to give me more money for my campaign.
Yeah. You'd have to set up like a donation link, and then kind of like how Trump's doing it, you can make a bunch of money just saying it's for your campaign, and some of it goes towards like expenses.
My expenses are gonna be like, I'm gonna make memes. I'm gonna pay people to make memes for my campaign. That's how we took down Wall Street, is with memes. I'm gonna become mayor with memes.
All right, everybody, time to move to Seattle so you can vote for Billy the Fridge this November. Hurry the fuck up.
If you have any aunts or uncles or cousins that live out here that are of voting age, just have them vote for me and give me $10. She was elected to Congress. She was outside the Parkland hearing. That was David Hogg right there.
Oh, right there.
And
David,
I
we
also
saw
like
him.
to point out, just another thing about her that's disgusting is that creepy music that plays whenever she walks around. Bing, bang, bang, boom, bang, bang, boom, bang, bing,
It's
boom,
this
bang, bang.
now this shit. It's the best. They clip it well, so that's why I use it. It's funny that there's a lot of shit where these people and the people who are getting arrested for the Capitol riot, they film themselves being total cunts in public and put it out there thinking it made them look good or made them look cool, and now they have to be held accountable. A lot of people that were used to no accountability when Trump was president are going to start finding way more accountability at this point. I don't know.
Inside the Senate building, he had 30 appointments where he ran around and got to talk to senators. I got to talk to none. He had media coverage all over the place. I had zero. Guess what?
I want to know the average IQ of the place that the congressional district that elected this woman. Where is it? Is it like in the middle of fucking nowhere in Florida, like on the Panhandle somewhere? That's what I'm guessing. Someone tell me, like, is it like in the redneck area of Florida?
It's not. In the
Georgia.
Panhandle. It's in the.
Is it Georgia?
Georgia.
Okay, I thought she was from Florida. Is she Georgia? I don't know.
And by the way, if you ever wonder why all the answers are so stupid on Family Feud, it's because that's also taped to Georgia. They're surveying people in
They
Georgia.
survey Georgia for that?
Yes.
That's
made
fucking
in
ridiculous.
Georgia.
I'm a gun owner. I'm an American citizen, and I have nothing. But this guy with his
Well, yeah, every American citizen can't. They don't have enough fucking time in the Senate to talk to every American citizen. That'd be their entire job as a senator from the beginning until the end of it to talk to if that's what they had to do. No, being an American citizen doesn't entitle you to the time of your elected officials. I mean, they could do it in like a general sense. They could have like a town hall or something like that, and maybe your question will get answered, but they're not going to get a private audience with just anybody. And definitely not someone who's harassing Parkland victims, right?
Well, hey, look, maybe she can survive a horrific shooting too, and then people would want to talk to her. It's like, well, let's all hope that a tragedy strikes us so we get to spend 5 minutes with Senator Chris Coons.
George Soros funding and his major liberal funding.
George
has got
Soros. The boogeyman of the right, George Soros, a really rich Israeli guy. Like, what? Oh, no. Like, I don't understand the paranoia around that guy. They worship a lot of other rich people. They'll, like these blue-collar people that make barely over minimum wage will fight till the end for the rights of billionaires that they like not to have to pay taxes. But
like Sheldon Adelson is just George Soros on the other side, right?
And George Soros is old. He won't be alive much longer. They're already positioning Bill Gates to be the next George Soros. They've already kind of worked him into like the conspiracy theories.
He's been eating all the adrenochrome.
Yep. So
Goddamn
he's going to be
frogs
the
gay.
next one. If he had been Jewish, he would have been perfect for them because they love to like demonize Jewish people too.
They're turning the goddamn frogs straight.
Yeah.
The cool thing about Bill Gates is that his grandfather worked for the National Federal Reserve.
Yeah, I think his mom was like a city councilwoman here or something like that.
Yeah, his dad was money.
Yeah.
Money.
He started Microsoft in Albuquerque, though. There's a famous mug shot of Bill Gates, and he's like young in it. He looks like he's probably like 19, 20 years old in it. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, it looks like McLovin's fake ID.
Yeah. That was in Albuquerque. He got like a DUI or something there. Which, by the way, that's like a rite of passage in Albuquerque. I'm lucky I lived there for 8 years and never got one. Like they're in cahoots there with like the people who install the breath interlocks there. So like if you get one DUI, they're like, interlock, you must have an interlock now. I knew so many people that lived there that had the interlock, and they give you like a special DUI license plate too, so the cops know that you've had a DUI before. They do that in Ohio too. They call them party plates. If you've had
party plates,
yeah, it's just like a license plate that stands out from all the other license plates in the state. Like in Ohio, they're bright yellow.
The party plates.
Yeah, the party plates.
I had a buddy who had the blow and go on his car.
Yeah,
and he was the manager of a bar, so he would just get drunk and have the waitresses blow it for him.
Do they do that here in Washington?
The blow and go?
Yeah.
I think it's for extreme cases.
Okay, yeah. In New Mexico, I knew so many people that had it. It was insane, and I guess there was only one place you could go to get it, which is kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like that. Like what? That sounds like a racket to me. You go to jail for one night too with a DUI in New Mexico. Normally you go to jail. That's at least in the Albuquerque area. They like
in New York too. It's like it's a night in jail.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Is this Frankie Muniz?
It looks like him.
The recently resurfaced video comes as Green faces heat after uncovered Facebook posts from 2018 appear to show Green agreeing with a social media user.
You know what's sad is like I saw this kind of stuff brewing back even before this, like with some of the wackos in the Tea Party. But I was like, oh, they're just the fringe. They'll never actually like get into the government. And now they're getting into the government. It's fucking like I'll never underestimate how stupid the voter base is in certain parts of this country.
It's not just that they're stupid though. Like there's a lot of problems that we all have to deal with, being not, the oligarch higher class, the upper class, not being there. And they kind of both sides get painted as the villain to the other side to keep the attention off of the fucking elites running everything, and it's kind of by design that way. The people, you know, they shouldn't ever know how everything works here in America, because the whole idea of patriotism and national value is a fucking bullshit scheme to keep them paying into the fucking theory.
It's only patriotism to their vision of the country. It's not the country itself and the different ideas in it and that sort of thing. It's only to their vision of it, to the point where some of them are willing to like stop it, like sieging a government building to stop it from happening if it doesn't go their way.
Yeah.
It's mental illness.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be a lot of mental illness when you're shook down to the last penny for everything you have. Your house is being foreclosed because you can't pay for shit. The system we have is broken, and these people are feeling symptoms of that, and they're taking their aggression out on any reasonable target. And for them, the reasonable target is this psycho crazy theory that the rich are eating babies, and the Democrats are harboring them.
Christian drinks his semen. Christian drinks his semen. Christian drinks his semen. Christian drinks his semen. Sorry, not sorry, Asterios.
Thank you, Flame Lies, for the delicious reminder. Christian drinks his semen. Christian drinks his semen. Damn.
Check this out.
Yes. Systemic issues. Yes.
Yeah.
I guess a man is being charged with living at Chicago O'Hare Airport for 3 months.
I hate when that happens.
Not a man, a legend. I love this guy.
That's a big airport where you could just kind of hang out in, and like people sleep in airports all the time. So like, it's not weird where they'd be like, "Hey, why are you sleeping in here?" So
I wonder where he was sleeping. Just like
probably not on the other side of security, right? I mean, you can't get on the other side of security unless you have a ticket.
He could have bought a ticket and then just stayed there forever, right?
What a waste of his money, though.
But I mean, no, he's saving money on rent. He spends $59 to go to Sheboygan, hops in for his $59, has a hotel. Basically, everybody's eating their airplane food. Nobody finishes their meal because they got to go catch their flight. He's eating half-eaten
in
burgers.
The trash and shit.
Yeah, my guy is a king.
All right,
he
let's
broke
see.
the system.
A man accused of living at O'Hare Airport for almost 3 months is scheduled to appear in court today. Police say 36-year-old Aditya Singh flew from Los Angeles to Chicago in October and then just stayed at the airport. United Airlines employees turned him in earlier this month. He even had a security badge, a badge that belonged to an employee.
Whoa, so he had VIP access.
Yeah.
That security badge probably let him get into play. He probably could go past security with the badge.
Yeah.
Whoever lost their badge probably got fired, more than likely.
That badge missing since late October. Singh is charged with criminally trespassing in a restricted area.
He probably stole it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, he did it because he was scared of COVID, right?
Yeah. They say airplanes are the cleanest places.
He wasn't on an airplane.
The
he was
airports, you know, they keep them clean to travel.
You know how many people go through those? Like people from all over. Who knows who they were around or if they've been vaccinated.
They constantly clean it though.
Wow.
Well, see, it's interesting because it's like no one is supposed to travel during a pandemic. So the people that do are people who don't take the pandemic seriously.
Exactly. It's way higher risk.
It's great. This guy's trying to avoid the pandemic, and he's like hanging out in dumbass Central.
Right. He might as well be like in the COVID ward at the local hospital. Oh, shit.
Which also
are we offline again? Oh, sorry.
They also go to great measures to keep the hospitals clean during COVID. Beijing tests for COVID-19 using anal swabs where virus may survive longer, experts say. Well,
what if it's in our doo-doo? Like, what if that's how it's spreading in our own fucking doo-doo? Like, when someone farts, they're a super spreader.
I was told the one thing you could do during COVID on Tinder was eat ass.
No.
Well, fuck me. How did I survive this long? Licking butts during COVID. Beijing reported a 9-year-old boy tested positive for COVID-19 last week, and his school conducted a variety of tests, including serum antibody tests, nasal, throat, and even anal swabs for all of its staff and students, prompting... Why are they anal swabbing little kids? This is... Why are we testing on the little kids? Why can't we just give them the regular tests? Whose idea was, oh, well, now that we have all these sick 9-year-olds, let's give them a swab. No. Prompting me to wonder if anal swabs could be more accurate in detecting the virus than other measures. Oh, so after you anal swab the little kids, that's when you're like, hey, maybe it could be more effective. This is a shit article. I hate this.
Is it... So you want to do?
No, we're going to continue.
Oh.
But this is everything about this is disgusting. It's nefarious. Something
No,
wrong.
that's the biggest cover for pedo shit I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everyone, please like the stream.
Better.
Please like the stream and throw us a couple bucks so we can get to 50%. Please, please. I'm begging you.
After we swabbed the entire third grade class, we asked ourselves, is this a better way to detect virus after we swab their anuses?
We should also...
What the fuck?
Before we continue, we should also announce 2 things. Tonight, after this stream, Billy and I are going over to Vimeo. We're going to do a review of a independently made RoboCop remake film that should be very interesting. We're going to do our live review. And that's available for all of our $10 patrons, $10 patrons and above.
Basically, a bunch of filmmakers got together and scene for scene recreated RoboCop. And it's I watched a couple seconds of it. It just looks nutty. I like it.
Yeah, and the guys behind that Lasagna Cat. The guys behind Lasagna Cat reshot that scene where RoboCop shoots a bad guy in the dick, and they added a lot more dick shootings. It's
Fucking
a very good movie.
Asterios, why do you gotta spoil it for our audience? You're basically like, oh, by the way, guys, that kid, he sees dead things. He sees dead bodies. He sees dead people. Oh, by the way, everything M. Night Shyamalan ever did, this is the twist for everything. Why would you do that?
Also,
I got a counter argument for you.
Oh my God,
why did they put the Enterprise exploding in the Star Trek 3 trailer?
No. I'm taking back control of my own show. No, taking control back. Don't make me mute you, Asterios. All right. So, also tomorrow, Actual Mania. We didn't get to have a promo made. Egghead fucking lost his smile at the last minute. So we are stripping him of the title. So we have a card for Actual Mania tomorrow for all of our patrons, $5 and above. Sign up because you don't want to miss it. But we're stripping Egghead of the title, and he's going to have to face the Brooklyn Brawler, essentially, when he comes back.
Someday, if we allow him back.
If we do.
Okay, it's just going to fucking let him hold the show hostage, because he's out of... Honestly, we should have just ran clips of him anyways.
Okay. And then he was like, oh, I need to not do this for my mental health. And I assumed that, for some reason, Actual Mania was affecting his mental health. He's like, oh, nope, didn't have anything to do with that. It's like, okay...
To be fair, for his mental health, he did drink a cup of piss for no good reason. So, like that was something a crazy guy might do.
I mean, the crazy thing is to drink piss and then not do what you had intended to do with it.
I know.
So, I think that's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's the card for Actual Mania?
The card for Actual Mania?
Yeah.
I know the card for Actual Mania. If I'm going to share it with everybody, we're going to have to get some likes in the stream, guys. Like it up. So, the main event, all right? The main event, we're going to have a Mickey Richards coronation event.
He will be the first and probably only undisputed champion, which means he's holding both the Cringer weight and heavyweight titles at the same time, because Egghead is forfeiting this match. So,
We're giving him the world title, but we're stripping him of the cringerweight title. And the cringerweight title will be on the line to Friday night.
Oh, wow.
The vacated cringerweight title will be in a musical mayhem 3-way between Kalo, Kevin Joseph King, and Buff Carell. And we will see who the cringiest musically based cringerweight will be.
I'm going with Kalo, former cringerweight champion. I think he can do it again.
It's going to be an interesting one. We're going to have a battle of the this one doesn't need a name. It's basically like when the dwarves would wrestle. It's going to be Nick Fuentes versus Ben Shapiro.
Oh, little guy battle.
Little guy battle. We're going to have effectively a super brawl. We're going to have Antifa versus MAGA.
Ha! That's a good one.
We're going to have Antifa.
MAGA's got a higher body count, but it's anyone's game.
It's anyone's game. We're going to have Antifa versus MAGA. The tag team champions, Cool Cat and Daddy Derek, are going to go up against the challengers now that these guys are out of a job. The challengers, Rudy Giuliani and Donald Trump.
Wow. You know what? I just want to say that I'm glad that we have at least one fighting champion. And that they're not total disgraces to the name of Actual Mania, unlike other unnamed people that I.
To be fair, Mickey was gonna fight. Mickey just randomly.
Well, yeah, so that's not his fault.
Mickey just gets the heavyweight title for free. Like Mickey's a fighting champion.
Yeah. Wow.
We're going to have Chris Chan versus Liquid Chris. Chris Chan versus Liquid Chris.
I mean, the first time they fought, Liquid Chris has got one up on Solid Chris.
I'm saying.
So this is the rematch. I like it. I like it a lot.
And we're going to have a number one contenders match for the heavyweight title. The winner of this match will go up against Mickey Richards next month. And the contenders are former champion Gail Cord Schuler.
Yes.
And her opponent will be a real heavyweight contender, Shani for Christ.
Oh, damn.
So we're gonna know who's gonna go up against Mickey Richards by the end of the night before Mickey Richards' coronation event. So maybe we can get Mickey Richards to say a few words about his potential opponent live that night. We will see. The card is going to be very interesting. Mickey Richards effectively will be the heavyweight at the beginning of the show. We'll give him the title at the beginning of the show. He will be the heavyweight and cruiserweight champion at the same damn time. And then we're going to give away his cruiserweight title that night.
Yeah, you know, before Egghead dropped off, I was thinking whoever won was going to be able to be undisputed champion for a month. You know, kind of like how Miss America gets it for a year. I was going to give them 1 month of glory as undisputed champion, but Egghead, once again, ruins everything.
Yeah, who would have thought that guy might have a problem or two? Yeah, who would have thought? But that's when he shines, he's a very shiny diamond. You got to say that about him.
Shine bright like a diamond.
Shine bright like a diamond.
When it works, that's some great look. When it works, it's the best cringe you've ever seen. But like 4 times a year he goes into hiding. Like 4 times. It's quadruple Groundhog Day. Like 4 times a year this guy goes dark.
Egghead says, I see what y'all are doing. It ain't gonna work. This is what we're doing, Egghead. We're piecing together a dope ass show because you fucked us. It works. We have a dope ass show. GG. The GG and
What
Egghead.
does he mean we ain't gonna work?
Yeah,
like, what does he think?
Yeah,
do you think we can't do this without you? Is that it?
Yeah,
like we're trying to trick you into doing it. If you don't want to do it, we thought it was fun and that you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So like, who the fuck do you think you are?
You effectively fucked us, Egghead, and now we're making the fucking show work.
Egghead, take all the time you need. Come back whenever you're ready. No,
I don't want you back. I don't want you back. I'm done playing to your fucking mood swings for a show that should be fun.
Right.
You're making it not fun.
Right.
So this is what we're doing, Egghead. We're saying take all the fucking time you want, and we're going to keep the show going without you. That's all. We're not doing anything. We're trying to sell the show. We've been working with you for months, and then we give you the fucking title. We get the title back on you, and you fucking buckle. This is what we're doing. We're trying to make the fucking show go on. GG.
God, man.
Boys. I know it sucks to have a guest drop out. I know that's bad.
He's not a guest.
or a contender or whatever.
He's our baby, and our baby wants to leave the house. So go on. Be a man, Hogan.
All I'm saying is this. What he's doing right now proves that he is the cringerweight champion. The thing he just did, like, you guys are trying to kill me and coming back on, where? Very cringe. You gotta give it to him.
Egghead, you said I was having mental issues, you fucking pricks. Yeah.
No,
and then,
okay,
and
did your
then you
mental
came
issues
on,
tell you to come in
and
here?
And then you came on and said, I see what you're doing.
Right.
And we told you what we were doing was keeping the fucking show moving without you. You gave us no option. We waited to the last minute to get you back on board. And then we had to make a card last minute without you, hoping we can get you back on. You realize how much time we tried to give you here? We wanted you to do this.
Get well soon, Egghead.
Take all the time you need, because honestly, this happens too often. This has been just another fucking weird turn in the road that has been the Egghead saga. And I'm tired of fucking playing to the emotions. So take your time, get right. We love you. We really do. But get right.
These things happen. Hey, look, it'd be nice if you could give a little more notice, Egghead.
No. That's not even.
Yeah.
That's not even it.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
We want Egghead to be healthy and happy, but we also want to do the show. There's been multiple times where Egghead has flipped out, backed out, and then came back. So this time we were hoping, that Egghead would be good for the show, and we just waited out. And this entire month, we've literally been waiting till the last minute to announce the card because we were hoping that he would change his mind. And now he comes in after we announced the card, trying to glory steal some fucking some of the fan base back or something. Get some of you now. You want to play the moment after we announce you're not playing. You want to fucking play. That's what's pissing me off.
Right.
But you guys are acting like what he's doing is cringe. What do you expect a cringerweight champion to do? Something normal? You guys are complaining that the baby's spilling his milk. He's a goddamn baby. What do you want him to do?
I want him to drink some more piss.
He drank piss, and you're complaining about him. He drank.
I want him to drink more piss. I want him to drink piss through a bendy straw. I want him to get a bendy straw that spells eggy in the bendy straw, and him suck pee-pee through it. That's what I want. Is it too much to ask for a bendy straw pee-pee sip?
Get well soon, Egghead. Get your mind right.
Definitely.
Maybe go for a jog. Go to the gym once in your goddamn life. Clean your tub. Your tub looks like shit. Try not to sound so much like a pedophile. And then come back when you're ready. Come back when you're ready.
We don't even say that word on YouTube anymore.
How do you sound like one?
That's what I've said about him for 2 years now. He sounds like a pedophile.
I know you.
No, we want Egghead to be good. We also don't want Egghead to come peek in immediately after we fucking make it official that he's not part of the show to make himself part of the fucking show again. Fuck, dude. That's what's frustrating. We want to work with you. And you fucking emotionally pull things all the time to make us have to try and work around it. And it's fucking...
Thank you, Goose Juice. Yeah,
Thank you.
we just had our 100th episode of the Loudest Podcast.
Oh, that's great.
You can hear it. You can hear it on YouTube. You can hear it on iTunes. Everywhere. It's one of our bits. We brought back all our.
I think so, Asterios. I think one thing, like one aspect that you don't see, is that Billy has tried to be very supportive to Egghead. So this is just Billy's like behind the scenes frustration at this point that Egghead would come in here and kind of pull this passive aggressive kind of thing where he's like, "Oh, I see what you're trying to do. It's not gonna work."
Yeah, literally, is what I've been trying to do is trying to get Egghead back on board so we could have him versus Mickey Richards in the main event. I was hoping he would come to that on his own decision. Didn't want to pressure him into doing it, but I've been talking Egghead off of ledges for months now, and those are metaphorical ledges.
Well, look. Let me speak for the audience here, where I say, I know you guys love Egghead. Clearly,
yes, that's my friend.
Of course, you love him. And again, as guys who are building a card of fights, I can understand when one of your fighters pulls some drama diva shit. Yeah, that's going to annoy you. But my perspective is he sounds like a pedophile.
Oh my
God!
I
don't know why. This is satire. This
is not financial advice.
It's not financial advice. Patreon.com/Asterios. This is satire.
Oh no. Oh,
we love you, Egghead. Take all the time you need.
Yeah.
Remember,
definitely.
School zones are not your friend. Take all the time you need, Egghead.
No, you
get
go
your
ahead.
mind right. Get your body tight.
If you gotta get your body tight, if you gotta go pick up kids in a school zone on an Uber delivery or something, don't hesitate, Egghead. I know you're not like that. Don't worry. We know you're not like that. Even if Asterios thinks you sound like one, we know you're not like that.
Yeah, a lot of people sound like things they're not. Exactly. And also, Egghead, I hope you've realized that your TikTok sucks. It's not good.
Oh God.
Sucks. I've seen your TikTok and it sucks. And stop trying to parlay this Drunken Peasants thing into TikTok followers. It's not gonna work. I'm sorry. As your friend, I gotta tell you that.
I disagree, Egghead. Keep working for China. Egghead says, wasn't trying to please you, you fucking piece of shit. Damn. When did Angry Joe become a peasant? I love water. I don't drink enough water.
Great drink.
I used to drink 2 of these every show, and I stopped bringing them in. What's up?
What's he saying now? Is he talking to you?
No, I think he's talking to Asterios.
Calm me. And I deserve it. I deserve it.
Yeah, I don't know how you can sound like one, but
I don't either, but Egghead pulls it off every time.
How do you know that? Is because you spend a lot of time talking to them, Asterios?
You watch enough Dateline.
What made you an expert on what they sound like? The only way you could get an expert on that is if you talk to a lot of
this has
them.
been weird. Have some money.
Thank you, Eric. Paid for the weird.
Egghead, I love you. Egghead, you know I love you. You know I love you, Egghead.
I do. I do have a list of our top donors from this month, and I want to point out because we just saw a donation from Eric. Eric and Goose Juice are almost neck and neck to be our associate producer next, or for next month. And Eric is less than $10 away from Goose Juice. Goose Juice has 320 so far this month, and Eric has 310. And some change. They both got some change. And then Coop Car's behind them with 169.
Egghead, if you're still watching, you're my buddy, dude. You're my friend. We're talking shit right now because you came in playing the game again.
He could dish it but never take it.
You told us you couldn't play this month, and we spent the entire month putting it off. So please, if don't take our frustrations as any sort of dislike for you. It's not a dislike.
No, I don't dislike you. I'm just stripping you of the title. You're a disgrace to Actual Mania.
You're gonna have to take this heat, man. You can't we wouldn't have put this on you if you didn't come in and say, I see what you guys are doing. No, motherfucker. Please chill though, okay? Please. We love and respect you, man. You've been a fun part of Actual Mania the entire time, and we just wanted more of you. That's the problem here, is that we wanted more. That's the only problem.
This is like when John Cena's entire line of attack against The Rock was, you left and we missed you. It's like, it's the same thing.
Well, that's
here.
just because John Cena's lame and can't cut a good promo. But go ahead.
Literally terrible. I mean, he was the worst.
Cena's
that was
awesome.
the worst feud. Just watching The Rock curb stomp John
Billy
Cena
tries
for
to troll
2 years.
with his contrarian bullshit, and he'll tell you Cena's awesome, but Cena's not awesome.
Greatest
I like
wrestler.
Cena. But he was certainly outmatched in promos against The Rock, and I don't think the booking did him any favors.
He was outmatched in every way by The Rock.
Yes,
The Rock did the same style of wrestling better than Cena. The Rock looked better. He sounded better. Cena could never reach that level.
People's elbow is no 5-knuckle shuffle.
Those are both shit moves.
Egghead, we're just making hay because we wish you were here. And in your absence, we've got to make a little bit of hay. It's a comedy show, but you know we love you. Get some sleep, drink some water. And whenever you're ready, these guys probably won't let you back on the show, but I would if I were in their
Of course
place.
we'll let him back on, and that's not even the point. I even said.
Yeah, you hear that, Egghead? I'm in your corner. See, I just negotiated that
It
for you.
wasn't even the fact that he's not being on. It was how he came around. Like, he talks a lot of shit, and when you do it back to him, he gets really mad, and like, he'll never be like, oh, okay, you got me, good one. You'll never hear that from Egghead. You'll never hear like a step back, like, oh, good one, you got me. He'll just be like, fuck you! You know?
He literally in the chat just called me, quote, a fucking piece of shit.
Right.
And I still love him. I still like, it's like he's triggered. Yeah. I love him. I still love the guy. We all do.
I'm going to have dreams of Egghead tonight as the undisputed champion. That's all I wanted. I wanted him to crush Mickey.
It's funny how we like tried to write this story that people pay money to watch and are actually interested in. And we've been trying to work this thing out where Egghead has his moment of glory, and we were trying to give it to him.
A month ago, when he drank his piss, did I think we'd be here right now?
Right.
No. I thought
the piss was never
I thought
our
there would have
idea.
been. I thought there would have been some crazy nuclear sickness of cringe that just upped itself, and then Mickey Richards would be choking down turds like they were baby Ruths. I thought it was going to be bad. Mickey says, "Oh hell, he could never beat me." Okay, Mickey, I had hopes.
It was
Team
definitely
Egghead.
his biggest challenge ever.
I was Team Egghead, Mickey.
And right now in the chat, in both the YouTube chat and the Discord chat, people are putting in the egg emoji in support of Egghead. Everybody, drop an egg in the chat for Egghead. Show Egghead you love him. Regardless of what he sounds like. Just put an egg in the chat. Put an egg in the chat for our friend the Egghead.
Yeah. Oh, the Executables put an eggplant, which is interesting because Executables did meet up with Egghead IRL. They have had a moment to crack eggs.
You see this, Egghead? Look at all the people putting eggs in the chat.
Nobody's putting cobras in the chat.
Nobody's putting big fat ladies for Christ in the chat.
Oh, you know what I should do really quick here? This is something we actually haven't done for quite a while, so let's do
Yo,
it.
save please! Let's go find this hater and put a bullet in this fucking head. Oh, you like me now?
I'm the only critic with the good kind of fairy drama. That's
because Jesus Christ is my nigga.
I don't really have that much lined up, but I wanted to play this for Billy and watch him cringe to it.
I'm beginning to feel like a rap god. All my people from the front to the back nod. Now
It's
who
Maria
thinks their
Manic.
arms are long
Oh,
enough
it
to
is?
slap
Yeah.
box? They said I rap like a robot, so call me Rapbot. But for me to rap like a computer must be in my genes. I got a laptop in my back pocket, my pen will go off when I half cock it. Got a fat knot from that. Made a living in a killing outfit ever since Bill Clinton was still in office with Monica Lewinsky feeling honest. I'm an MC still as honest, but as rude and as indecent as all hell syllables. Killaholic. This sliggity gibbity hibbity hip hop. You don't really want to get into it. It's a match with this rapidy brat pack and a mac in the back of the act back crap yap yakety yak. Exact same time I attempt these lyrical acrobat stunts while I'm practicing that to be able to break a motherfucking table over the back of a couple faggots and crack it nap. Realized it was ironic. I was signed the aftermath after the fact. How could I not blow? All I do is drop F-bombs from my
She is
the roids have made her voice very low.
She's also doing that cringe rap thing where she speaks under her breath. The whole point of Rap God is that it's impressive that Eminem can like spit so like many words together, but she's taking breath breaks while under her breath copying lyric for lyric. This is wonderful cringe. She's got the lighting behind her, so the front of her camera's washed out.
Yeah.
Everything about this is suboptimal. It's impressive, Maria Manic, how terrible you are at this.
Wrath of attack rappers are having a rough time period. Here's a maxi pad. It's actually disastrously bad. For the whack while I'm masterfully constructing this masterpiece. I'm beginning to feel like a rap god. All my people from the front to the back nod. Now who thinks their arms are long enough to slap box? Let me show you maintaining this shit ain't that hard. Everybody want the key and the secret to rap immortality.
She can do the whole fucking song? Does it get good at some point?
Like I have God to be cheerful. The
Of course it's not gonna be good. This is cringe rap.
Yeah, I was hoping that, you know,
like an asteroid did nothing but
one verse was all it took. Someone to come in and fucking drop kick her, I'd like that.
Yeah, Teddy busts down the door and puts her in a chokehold.
Not bad. WAQ pay doctrine, yell it easy, thank you. They got slim, inspired enough to one day grow up, blow up, and be in a position to meet Run DMC and induct him into the motherfucking rockin' Roll Hall of Fame. Even though I walk in a church and burst in a ball of flames, only Hall of Fame I'll be inducted in is the alcohol of fame on the wall of you fags think it's all a game till I walk a flock of flames. Planking. Tell me what in the fuck you're thinking.
She's copying Eminem, right? Like,
yeah,
she's yeah. It's like you know how someone will rap along with Jay-Z and say, like, a white person will say the M-bomb. A straight person will rap along with Eminem and say the fag bomb, because Eminem is obviously gay. You've all seen the interview he had with James Franco where he came out publicly. So it's okay for him to say words like that. I don't know if it's okay for her to say it, even though she might love cock more than Eminem does. That's arguable. I don't know if she's able to say it like that.
Gay, I can barely say it with a straight face, looking boy. You witnessing a massacre like you're watching a church gathering take place, looking boy. Oi, they that boys gay, that's all they say, looking boy. You get a thumbs up, pat on the back, and a way to go from your label every day, looking boy. Hey, looking boy, what you say, looking boy? I get a hell yeah from Dre, looking boy. I'ma work for everything I have, never asked nobody for shit on my face, looking boy. Basically, boy, you're never gonna be capable of keeping up with the same pace with me, boy. I'm beginning to feel like a rap god. All my people from the front to the back, reloading immediately with these bombs I'm toting, and I should not be woken. I'm the Walking Dead, but I'm just a talking.
I'll play a few more. Here's another thing.
I'm the Walking Dead, but just talking head. Oh, good one. I love hair like this. Like, why don't I do this? Why don't I do hair like this?
Got a shotgun for my 13th birthday. Started having wet dreams about bullets.
Corpse Husband did a face reveal.
I'm trying to catch a bus, I'm out trying to catch a case. Told your mom that she's the one, she's my human ashtray. I'ma fuck her all day, I'ma fuck this bitch for sport. You can hear her moan my name when I send your ass the porn. If the badge is on the way, better bring your ass a fork. I'ma cut these little piggies till they turn to pulled pork. I'ma cut 'em, 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 I'ma cut 'em.
Spoopy Max wishes he had this knife.
The rhythm to this is off.
This is like if Spoopy Max had any talent. This is what he would come out with.
Cut 'em like beige if the barber was faded. Messy as fuck and I know that you'll hate it. American History X when you're next. I'ma stomp out your skull, put your jaw on the pavement.
Yes.
All these little girls look so fucking basic. They would look better tied up in my basement. Post all the pics of you pissing yourself while I cut you on Instagram. But bitch, you're famous. On your front porch with a V for vendetta. I heard you got a Beretta, but doubt your aim is good enough. I was brought up with the shit when I shoot. I don't miss. Got a shotgun for my 13th birthday. Got a shotgun for my 13th birthday. Got a shotgun for my 13th birthday. Got a shotgun for my.
You know what? I would like him. I would like him to cover some of Kurt Cobain's work, like the later stuff, like the last shot, the last hit Kurt Cobain dropped.
That.
Birthday, bitch.
Hi, Farmer John. I'm just standing in front of your cows for a music video. Hi.
Here's.
I don't care though. His Pippi Longgothers had slaps.
BG Media. BG Media. BG Media. Big up Jack Wilkinson on the cam.
Yo, yes, like the bifter, I'm gonna rape your little sister. 5 chicken licking, I'm gonna give her a kicking. Yo, yes, my name's called Tate. Hard with your head off a gate. Might be a bimbo, put your head through a window, that's why we have beef. Yes, calm down with your blast. Talk about my mum, talk about yours. Yo, use the bullshit at birth. Your mum look at 8 from planet.
Can he? I so badly want him to say something about sweeping a chimney, governor.
I'm sweeping a chimney, governor. Kidnap your sister, I'm loving her.
You're going in.
You're going in.
James.
This is actually old. This is Machine Gun Kelly.
Shit scared of Reese Lindsay.
Machine Gun Kelly's from Ohio.
By way of London, yeah. By way of Cockney.
Marco, you will get sparkle. Your mum's on crack. You look like you're on smack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yo, your mum is a fiend. You suck your dad off when your mom flicks a bean.
You suck your dad off while your mom flicks her bean.
Yeah.
This kid needs a bar of soap.
He's
got to wash his mouth out.
He's a naughty boy.
Got to wash his mouth out.
Yeah, straight in a dig, crying all over the floor. If you got a yam raw, everybody knows your mum is a whore. Getting around together, they're looking for Willie. Punters pull up and say, don't be silly. I am 12, it's my time to shine. Shut your mouth up, rub your mum's spine. Stab a lead like a twig. Rob a car like I'm something out a stick. Yo.
Yo.
Here's another one.
Well, my grandson said he kidnapped your daughter and raped her. I will save her. I'm a good gentleman. What are you gonna do, Papa? Get off of that chair. It's not safe.
This is my old man's rap. I'm almost as good as new. Maybe I'm a little bit creaky, but 75, wouldn't you?
You know this is gonna be so fucking awful.
I keep myself very smart with my tie and hat.
So I guarantee you this guy sat down and wrote together a few sentences that rhymed and then later on tried to make the song fit around it.
Isn't this Paul McCartney?
I always look my very best. You can count on that. I do love my garden. I'm out there every day. I grow my own cucumbers.
Oh, he's putting those up his
and they
ass.
taste okay. Ah, tea and biscuits. That's my favorite treat. I like the custard cream ones best.
Wait.
I think they're rather neat.
Oh, neat. I thought he was going to say something about eat.
They're my favorite treat.
He switched it up on me. I was like, is he going to say eat? No, he said neat. Wow,
I don't
bars.
need a walking stick, but I carry one all the same. Just in case, for self-defense, I hope I don't get the blame. I watch all the old films, mostly in black and white. I don't like the modern stuff. All they do is fight.
Did you miss this segment?
No. No, I tried to get into it with Gothy Log stockings and little fucking booger eating rape kid, but this is I'm already over it. I'm already over it. I'm gonna get an old man frown from watching this shit. He's the failed Get Out guy. Damn.
This is my old man's rap. I'm almost as good as new. Maybe I'm a little bit creaky, but at 75, wouldn't you? I keep myself
Second
very
time he
smart
referenced
with
being
my
75.
hat. I always look my very best, you can count on that. I don't like fast food, that's for the young to eat. I like to sit.
This reminds me of some. I mean, like we've watched some pretty bad ones, you know. And this is close.
This is not the worst, but I hate it. I hate it probably more than I hate. I hate this more than I hate Cheesecake Factory. But Cheesecake Factory is much worse than this.
Cheesecake Factory had its own charm.
It had charm. This has no charm.
Yeah, this is like I want to write a rap about being an old man.
Like, you know how there's clerical errors all the time when you file papers? I would wish this guy had a clerical error, like someone who was a predator had to file with their local neighborhood watch. They had to file their house and accidentally put a red dot on his house. That's how much I hate this guy.
That's awful.
If he just got a clerical error on his house, a little red dot on top, everybody thought he was one of those. And then I'd be like, okay, yeah, good. He deserves it. This sucked.
Wow.
This guy's not 75. He's not 75. He wrote that he's 75 in the song to make him seem old as the song. He made the same reference to being 75 twice, and he's obviously not 75. He's playing a guy who is 75.
This is the one I was talking about.
Judge not. Rap yes. You know the one about the book and the cover. Listen up. Whatever. You've got some gumption making that assumption. I saw a man who was totally human. So, pardon me for being human. He said, you're out of hand and destined for trouble. Yeah. We all come from the same sandy rubble.
We've seen this before, right?
Yeah,
like, we don't have to watch it again.
You know the song, Everyday People.
I love it when people do like Shatner singing. You know?
Yup.
Yeah.
It's not that's what people who can't sing do. They talk.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've got a movie review to watch tonight.
We do.
I think
yes,
we should totally wrap this show up.
Okay.
Go watch the movie review because
You've got some gumption making that assumption.
I definitely do. Definitely do. If you guys want to follow us over to the movie review, all you got to do is become a $10 patron or above, and you'll have access to tonight's movie review. We're going to be watching a fan remake of RoboCop, and it's fucking hilarious. Asterios obviously has seen it before. And fill this in on some of the hilarity that will ensue. I think it's going to be a nice, cringy, enjoyable experience. I think so. Please, $10 and above patrons, follow us over. If you have gumption to make that assumption, Conjunction, junction. What's your gumption? Chet Lemon says, don't forget to read the donos. You can't forget that, Chet.
No, we can't forget. And if you would like, send in yours soon. We're 42%.
Rain them down. Sioden Rot says, am I suffering a stroke? What is this? Yes, that's the cringe rap segment.
You've got some gumption making that assumption.
The Cinephiliacs of the Egg got cracked and scrambled tonight. Glad I tuned in. Glad everybody tuned in. Eric gave us some big love. C.O. Danrot says, when did Angry Joe become a peasant? Chet Lemon said, Asterios, would you tell Rogue that she's a wonderful Ewok cat?
You got it. Rogue, I love you, you cute little Ewok sugar burger kitty.
Goose Juice said, congrats, Asterios, for 100 episodes of the Loudest Podcast. It was great. Yes.
Thank you.
It was good stuff. 100 episodes. That's amazing. Because I have never done 100 of anything except Kegels. Flame Lies said, Christian drinks his semen. Christian drinks his semen. Christian drinks... Oh, that one already read off live. Thank you, Flame Lies, for that one. Eric gave us some more big love. The Robot Chicken MLP says, how could Fauci create COVID if it's not real? Checkmate, atheists. Coop Car gave us that big love. Thank you for the boop boop tip train. The Carp Cozian gave us that big love again. Illyria is a pretty girl, of course. Jane Doe gave us that big love. I hope that tomorrow is very easy and simple on you. Sorry you got to drink all that icky juice to make you sick. Eduardo Garcia, thank you for the big love. Christian is life. Justin Moser says, is that not your father's coffee?
Not your father's coffee.
Yeah, I don't know what that
That's
means.
like not your father's root beer is like an alcoholic root beer.
And those are all the ones I see.
All right.
Over here.
Okay. We are gonna go. Asterios, anything you want to say before we go?
Yeah, just you're going to want to listen to the 100th episode of the Loudest Podcast. We brought back a bunch of our big topics, a bunch of our big guests. If you've never heard it, it's a really good episode to jump in on. You can find it at theloudestpodcast.com. Search YouTube for The Loudest Podcast. It's on iTunes, everywhere you want. We are. And this was a particularly fun episode. Thanks for having me on, boys.
Thank you for hanging with us again, Asterios. It's always good to have you. And you stayed the long haul with us tonight. Appreciate that.
I love cringe rap. What can I say?
Get him on the gamma short, the gamma squeeze. Get him on the gamma squeeze. We're going for the gamma.
I will report back. I'm buying tomorrow morning. I will report back what happens.
Yes.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Later, boys.
Good night. And actually, I'm making sure I don't fuck up the outro. So, all right.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.